Apple and Android devices. Games are running around the clock. Fun, free poker anytime, anywhere. Play WPT.com.
All right, we are back at the beautiful Playground Poker Club in Montreal. Maxime Moreau, your current chip leader at 9.1 million. Derek Walters in second at 6.4. And Pat Quinn, our short stack at 2.6 million, cooling down after an initial very hot start to this final table.
That's right. The blinds are 75, 150. Here we go. Derek Walters backs players, tutors players, and plays excellent poker. Gonna raise with Queen 6. The pub man, Pat Quinn, with the pair of 4s.
Come on.
And there he goes. He's going to shove it all in.
Yeah, nice play, Pat. That's what you do when you're under 20 blinds with a small pair. He's going to get away with this one as Derek is forced to fold his Queen 6 suited. So Pat now forced to take some risks as our short stack.
Yeah, there's his family enjoying that. The Irishman knows how to play a short stack. Proved it there. All right, back on Derek. This time with a horrible hand, he's going to muck. Now Pat with the 8-7. Pat was born in Canada, grew up in Ireland, and then he returned to Canada at age 21.
Now Max here with the ace-deuce suited in the big blind. Pat's pretty short. A lot of players would just go all in. Max elects to check here.
Ace-jack-9 on the flop. That is nice for Max. The local, born and raised here in Montreal.
Pat does have a little piece here. He has a gut shot to the 10. Maxime, with top pair, elects to check back.
Here we go to the turn. A 4.
Well, after Max checked back, it looks like Pat is going to take a stab at this pot for $425,000.
Yeah, Pat, with really nothing, has a lot of gears to his game for a non-professional player. And like he said before, if he doesn't have the hand, he gives a lot of dirty looks.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, and he's giving a dirty look to Max right now, praying that he will go away, but Max with top pair is absolutely not going to do that.
Oh, yeah, he has just nurtured this hand along. And a river card, 8. So now Pat has a little piece of that.
And that will slow Pat down. He can now win at showdown if his opponent had, say, a 4 or an under pair. Max here in a pretty good position to value bet his top pair. And that's what he'll do for $750,000.
He wants to hurt the short stack. And now Pat, who is trying to steal, has a little something there. Can he get away? Just muck it and move on. And he's going to do the right thing. Lays that down. Goes down a little shorter, and there is Maxime's girlfriend. This is Max's third WPT cash. Has total earnings of about 44K.
Gonna easily surpass that today. Third place is 173,000 Canadian. Max with the King 9 of diamonds, raising the button to 300,000 here. Derek has ace-7 in the small, lets that go, and Pat in the big blind with King 3 suited will make this call.
All right, so King 9 versus King 3. Here is the flop. It's at 7-7-9. Derek Walters kicking himself. He had a 7.
Nice flop for Max here. We've seen him check back. Flop for Max here. We've seen him check back in a lot of these spots, and he does it again.
10 on the turn.
Well, Pat has nothing here. No pair, no draw. Be surprised if he puts much in this pot.
What to do when you have nothing?
I'm all in.
Oh my God.
That's what you do. That's
Whoa.
what you do.
He just went all in for 3 times the size of the pot. And with just no pair, no draw, no nothing. And Max must be so confused. He checked back like, okay, I hope this guy bets the turn. I can't wait to call. But then he shoves for 3 times the size of the pot, and Max has to wonder, Does he have a 10? Does he have a 7? Or is he just drawing? And as it turns out, he just has nothing.
Yeah, but Pat Quinn has the guts to make that kind of bet. Push his man out. It's going to work. Pat Quinn, pump man, looking good right there.
Shoulder block. 8 deuce of spades.
I mean, ace deuce of spades would be reasonable, but no, dog. He had king 3 of hearts. What the hell?
I think I maybe like a call. Maybe.
Yeah, right.
The final 3 are left to battle for the belt when we return to WPT Montreal. We all love to win money, but who doesn't like saving money too? And with the Club WPT VIP membership, you can get access to members-only savings. Have you been looking to purchase tickets for an entertaining night out? Well, Club WPT VIP members can score big savings from Score Big, the leading online marketplace for tickets to sporting events and concerts. Not only does becoming a Club WPT VIP give you a way into the hottest events in town, but you can save money on your favorite restaurants, activities, shopping, and even travel destinations with the Club WPT Savers Guide. Enjoy savings on places you already visit or have been dreaming of trying. Become a VIP member of Club WPT today to get access to the best deals around. Now you can save big to win big at clubwpt.com.
Well, we are back at Playground Poker. There's the chip leader, Maxime Hero, out in front with close to 8 million in chips.
Followed up by Derek Walters, just below 7, and Pat Quinn, our short stack for the moment. 403,000 Canadian, not to mention the belt and their place on the Champions Cup, and a beautiful Hublot watch for our eventual winner. Derek Walters here with King 8 offsuit on the button, raising it up to 300,000. Pat in the small blind with the same hand.
Pat Quinn will make this call.
Oh no, I mean, Pat has played so well pre-flop tonight. I don't know what he's doing suddenly calling King 8 offsuit in the small blind.
Well, Maxime, the chip leader, has ace 3 of diamonds. He's going to try to squeeze here.
Yeah, he could squeeze, he could call. Either option pretty reasonable, but thus far Maxime has mostly played these situations as calls.
And that's exactly what he's doing. Flop is it?
One more time, Wally.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I wondered if something like that might happen.
There you go.
Pat seems to have run out of patience a little bit here. He's gone all in for way over pot in 2 situations where that's just not necessary.
Well, this last round for the pub owner. He is pushing it in, and he may take this pot because of it.
And Derek in a bind. But he has to wonder if his opponent is mostly doing that with draws.
Oh,
Nope.
he's going to go out.
Yeah. So Pat essentially did that for value, but inadvertently ended up bluffing.
Love it. Love it. Mixes up his game beautifully. Non-professional player. Battling his way back. I mean, he was the chip leader for a long time here tonight.
Yeah, and I think that might be part of the frustration that we're seeing here. He was the chip leader for so long. He didn't make any mistake that caused him to drop into the short stack, and it seems like he may be trying to force it to get back up that leaderboard.
And sometimes forcing it does you well. All right, well, on to this one. After a call by Maxime, Derek now with a little pair of 3s is going to raise to $500,000. Maxime with Queen 10. We'll see the flop. 3s versus Queen 10. Who's going to get lucky? A flop of ace 6-5. Maxime not getting lucky there.
Yeah, nothing there for Maxime. Pretty good flop for Derek, especially considering the hand his opponent is holding. So he's going to take a little stab here for 375,000. And Max doesn't have much to do here.
Yup, he is getting discouraged. Has to lay it down. Derek Walters going to take down that pot. And once again, he is flipped into the lead with his chips. 3 players battling it out here at the WPT Montreal at the Playground Poker Club, and we're coming right back. This episode is sponsored by Dr. Pepper, the official soft drink of the World Poker Tour. Hublot, the official watch of the World Poker Tour. And Rockstar Energy, the official energy drink of the World Poker Tour.
I honestly believe that the Playground Poker Club is the most well-run poker room in the world, and I've been about everywhere in the world. And that's because they keep it so clean. They got lights behind the chairs for service, for floor, for anything. And the dealers, they don't ever make a mistake around here. I'm telling you, they are phenomenal dealers. A lot of pros from America come up every time they have an event up here at Playground too, because they love the way the room is run, and obviously it's big prize money as well.
Mike Sexton, WPT champion.
You gotta love it here. They know poker here at Playground, I can tell you.
Well, there's Mike Sexton. He took down this title last year. We're proud of you, Mike.
Yeah, and nobody wanted to win a WPT more than Mike Sexton, so we're all really happy for him.
Yeah, and now we're down to these three players. Here we go. Action on Maxime with his Jack-9.
375.
It's going to make it 375 total. Derek Walters goes out. And Pat Quinn with a 9 deuce of hearts will make this call. Battle of wits tonight. Not necessarily the biggest hands we're seeing.
No.
Just very strategic poker. Now, King Jack 5 on the flop.
Now, really nothing here for Pat.
Max gets jacks, but he checks it. They go check, check. Queen on the turn.
Not a card that will induce much action. Yes, both players picked up a gut shot, but it's the weak one. Max will probably check once more, and he does. And a 6 on the river. No help for either player. Does Pat want to bluff? Nope. And now, does Max want to value bet? Maybe.
Max with the jacks. What to do? He's thinking about it. Is he going to stick in a little bet?
275.
He's going to make a very small bet here of 275. And Pat, of course, not much of a hand, but he's thinking about this. And I think that's just him wanting to take a moment and cool his nerves, collect himself, and there you go.
Yeah, he goes out. Maxime Heroux, the local, born and raised here, lives close to Playground Poker Club, shining here tonight. As we look at Derek Walters' cards, little nice little suited connector, 5-6 of hearts, and he will raise with it to 300.
Pat finds an ace-9. Looks like he's going to re-raise. He's on a stack size where a lot of players elect to just move all in. Pat instead will make it 975,000.
Maxime goes out with King 5. Back on Derek with the 5-6 of hearts. An additional 675 to call. He's had enough. He's going to lay it down. Pat's going to take the pot.
There you go, Pat. Start building up that chip stack again. Regain some momentum at this final table.
There are Pat's daughters and brother cheering him on.
Pat here with the button. Peeks down at ace-8 offsuit.
His card's starting to get a little bit better. He will make a raise to 350 total. And right behind him, Maxime with the mid pair of 7s.
Right, and when Pat has about 20-ish blinds here, a lot of players in Max's shoes would 3-bet and just try and get the money in pre-flop. Looks like Max is just going to call with his 7s.
And now into Derek Walters, who looks down at a beautiful ace-king.
This is interesting.
1.2 million.
Max slightly outchips Derek, but they are clear 1 and 2. Derek going to pump it up to 1.2 million here. I expect Pat will fold, and I have no idea what Max will do. Playing these situations out of position is never fun.
All in.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
How much is it?
And Derek is not happy about this. I know he has ace-king, and that's a really strong hand, and I doubt he's going to get away. But the last thing he wants to do when he's basically even in chips with Max is just take a flip to see who's the chip leader and who's out in third.
And look at this. Derek's going to make the call with the flip.
I was afraid you were gonna have that. It was a big flip, man.
Good luck.
You didn't want this either.
Yeah.
Not folding up.
These guys are gamblers. They're going for the gusto. They're going for it all. The happiest guy is Pat Quinn, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I got this. Flip master, bro.
Maxime? Oh, I love this guy. I mean, he just does not care. He's having so much fun over there. No nerves at all. You can see Derek Walters, meanwhile, is on, I mean, he's out of his seat, but he's on the edge of his seat.
Flops a queen, jack, 9, 7's out in front so far.
Oh, man, Derek just saying 10 ace king, 10 ace king, please one time.
Maxime in a beautiful position to break Derek Walters.
Certainly would be dirty if it came a running queen jack. Flip, and this is how it ends for me? Really?
Last card coming up. It's a deuce. It's over.
That is how it ends for Derek Walters. Derek was looking like he was going to run away with this thing, but he was just below Max in chips, and they play a massive flip that ends with his elimination.
Derek Walters from Arizona out in third place. He will take home $173,000. Let's hear his story.
I feel great about how I played, but I was really hoping to win. That was a massive flip. It was the biggest flip I've ever played. It was insane.
After Derek's elimination, Maxime Heroux and Pat Quinn are ready to face off here in Canada when we return.
Vince, people ask me, can you really win on Club WPT?
Well, Tony, the tournament's running all day, every day, and $100,000 worth of cash and prizes available every month. The answer is yes.
Sign up at clubwpt.com.
Welcome back to Playground Poker Club here in Montreal. The heads-up action is about to begin, but first, Lynn talked to both of our finalists.
You've got some amazing momentum happening. The finish line is in sight. What's it going to take to get this done?
I just gotta keep doing what I've been doing, playing my game, playing good, getting lucky, and hopefully I get the belt.
Now, you live about 5 minutes away from here. How much would it mean to you to win a WPT title in your own backyard?
It would mean a lot. I mean, if there is such a thing as home advantage, I sure have it because I come here every day. I got no food in my fridge. I eat here. I almost sleep here. And I sure play here.
That's amazing. Well, good luck to you, and see who's going to take it down.
Thank you very much.
Pat, you've had quite a roller coaster overnight. What is going through your mind now coming into heads up?
I'm very happy to be, to the final two. The two big stacks took each other on, so I got a little lucky there. I got my whole crew in from Toronto. My daughters are here, and my brother, who has the Irish pub, and I got lots of the Irish luck hopefully behind me.
Yeah, you do have a lot of support. It's nice. They're flying the flag for you. That's got to help your game a little, right?
Yeah, certainly. It's nice to know we got some fans, home fans.
Absolutely. Now, you are going into heads up with a slight chip deficit. How are you going to recover from that?
Well, at this stage, I just got to get lucky. I don't have a lot of chips, so I need some luck.
All right. Well, if anyone's going to have luck, it's going to be an Irishman.
Yeah, okay, I hope so. Thank you very much.
Well, Vince, it's been a thrilling final table here at Playground. Max and Pat did come in as our chip leaders, but while Pat has experienced some up and downs through this final table, Max has been full steam ahead to take this massive chip lead into heads up against Pat.
All right, let's get started. Blinds at 75, 150. Maxime looking at a miserable 5-3 off. And that is a raise with the 5 high to be called by king high for Patrick. Okay, flop is a 6-6-10, helps neither player.
Have to think the person with the initiative, which is Max, is probably going to take this one down.
Well, he is going to make the continuation bet of 300.
Pat unsure how to continue or whether he will continue.
Taking his time here. Clock ticking away. Just has a king high.
Oh my. Oh wow.
Love the guy. He has pushed all in, and Max quickly runs away. There you go.
What's that old saying about that move working every time but once, Vince?
That's right. Yeah, Mike used to say that all the time.
And Mike does not have too long of being the current reigning champion of this event.
Hey, the blinds are going up to 1 and 200. Look at this, Tony. Pat has picked up a real hand. 2 kings. Now, do you slow down? Try to trap? No. Makes a raise. Maxime with a nothing 5 deuce. And he gets to escape from the kings. That's too bad for Pat.
Yeah. Pat went a little big there. I wonder if that caused him to miss an opportunity to at least get a call pre-flop.
Live by the sword, die by the sword. That's the way Pat Quinn plays, you know?
Certainly not boring. Interesting poker to watch.
Some nights you get the chicken wings, other nights you get the corned beef and cabbage, you know? Just never know when you're a pub man. Okay. Back to the action here. Maxime with a ugly looking 8-4. Just calling. Here's the flop. Ace, Jack 6. Pat with queen high, Max with 8 high.
Yeah, yet again, nothing for either player. Tiny stab from Max here for 200,000.
I'm all in.
Whoa! Pat, slow down!
Oh boy, he must love poker. He bets whether he has anything or not. He gives dirty looks. Non-professional Pat Quinn, the pub man, looking good. Heads-up battle will continue.
No, we didn't forget. Coming up next, my segment, The Raw Deal.
Not every hand goes as planned. Here to scrutinise one move that maybe should have been left out in the cold is Phil Hellmuth with The Raw Deal.
Okay, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this one. Pat raised it up with ace-8, Max smooth called with 7s, Derek re-raised big with ace-king, Pat folded, and then what in the world just happened? Max moved all in for 45 big blinds, risking his chip lead and putting himself in serious jeopardy of finishing third for $173,000 when second place is $270,000. I hate this play. Just fold the 7s, wait for a better spot. Wait until the short stack goes busted or accumulates chips. And as to Derek's call with ace-king, well, I don't blame him. Hard to fold ace-king three-handed when your opponent could have ace-10, ace-jack, ace-queen, or maybe he's just going crazy. Feels like you need to win a big pot with ace-king if you want to win a World Poker Tour title. I would like to call this segment, Wait for a Better Spot. The biggest mistake I see players make today is putting their stack in too light. Wait for a better spot. I see them calling off their stack with marginal hands. Wait for a better spot. You amateurs out there watching, wait for a better spot.
All right, Tony, and I think what Phil is really trying to say is you should wait for a better spot.
That was my interpretation as well, but, you know, I don't want to put words in the man's mouth.
All right, the raw deal. Phil Hellmuth. Good pointers, but let's get back to this action. We got Pat Quinn, the pub man, with a pair of 6s.
Well, Pat's been putting a lot of money in with weak hands. Time? Nope, not time to put money in with a good hand.
Deception there for Pat. I like that about him, just calling. And Maxime not going to raise. With Jack 10, we're going to see 3 cards. And the flop is an ace, jack, deuce, so Max hitting jacks.
Well, Max takes the lead here. He's been playing these medium strength hands pretty slow thus far at this final table. And both players check this flop, which brings us to a 5 of hearts on the turn. Now there's a number of draws out there. Nope, Max still not going to bet. Pat also not going to bet.
Yeah, wisely checking that. 5 on the river, pairing the board.
Now Maxime will probably bet.
Yep, he wants a little value here. He's been so patient. And he's going to put in a 375 teaser for him. Oh, that's an insta call by Pat. He's not going to like it. But that's the way it goes. So Maxime getting ever so close to taking down a title here in Montreal to succeed Mike Sexton, who won it last year. Winner's going to take home $403,000. Lines are 1 and 2, and here we go. Pat now with a 9-7 with the button. And he will just call again. No raise. Max, the 26-year-old poker pro with a 4 deuce of diamonds. Gonna see 3 cards. No raise here. And the flop is, wow, a 6-5-4, 2 diamonds.
What a flop. Max, pair, gut shot, flush draw, Pat, overcards, straight draw. Can't imagine that there won't be a bunch of money in the middle.
That's on Pat. It's been checked too. Oh boy, he is going to push it. He's going to push it all in.
That has been Pat's move lately, and Max, I'm sure, will be happy to gamble here.
Yeah,
He's
flush.
just like, yeah, let's go.
Pair of 4s. He turns him up. He calls.
Max is a nice favorite here to become our champion.
It's a nice hand.
Good luck.
Pat looking for an 8, a 9, a 7, but no diamond.
Pat's family in the audience, hoping for a miracle. Turn card is a deuce.
Okay, just one more card to fade, and Max is going to be the champion.
Pubman in a lot of trouble. Can he catch it straight, or otherwise it's over? Max will take this championship, the local.
It's a deuce, and Max has done it! The hometown hero takes down the pub owner.
Gambling at the end, you know? I wasn't gonna fold.
Well, you did it. You are now a WPT champion. Let's hear it for our champ, Maxime Héroux!
What a brilliant end to the World Poker Tour's coverage from the Playground Poker Club in Montreal. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the WPT.
The World Poker Tour is sponsored by Club WPT. Play poker for real cash and prizes today at clubwpt.com.
I can help play these guys. Got my shot. Got this. If I get the card, I prepare for this day. One time. Breathe.
You never know when your time is going to come. To rise above the rest. To seize the opportunity. To be crowned a champion. Is it time for your story to be told? The World Poker Tour.
Records are being broken and millions are going to be won. Tonight, we are on the Las Vegas Strip at Bellagio for the Five Diamond World Poker Classic. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the WPT. I'm Lynn Gilmartin. Back in 2002, the first ever televised World Poker Tour event took place right here. Since then, Bellagio has continued to welcome the best in poker, playing for some of the game's biggest prize money. This week, that legacy continued as hundreds of players stepped up and paid the $10,000 entry, all hoping to pocket a 7-figure payday.
Excited to be here. There's something about this tournament in particular that everybody on the tour really enjoys.
Now this guy's going nowhere fast, but he's going to try really hard to get there.
I'd say it's probably the most prestigious WPT. Every year it gets bigger. You just kind of think of the Bellagio when you think of...
So it's fun to be here.
Action was in full swing at Bellagio, and the field continued to grow. including familiar faces from the early days of the WPT. Along with the first Five Diamond champion, the legendary Gus Hansen.
I think they call it the greatest bluff of all time. I'm gonna let you have it.
With cards flying and chips changing hands, there was no denying the excitement at this tournament.
Still hanging in there. Very exciting.
There's a great energy in the room because this is a record-setting event, and everybody in here knows it's a record-setting event. There's a buzz here. There's an energy here. It's pretty exciting.
And Phil was right. The numbers for this tournament are staggering.
This was a record-breaking turnout for this year with 812 entries, the highest ever for a 10K on the WPT. Overall prize pool is $7.8 million. There are a total of 81 players getting paid, first place getting $1.9 million, and over $1.1 million going to second.
As the hours and days wore on, that excitement turned to disappointment as many favourites fell by the wayside. And it was season 15 Hublot WPT Player of the Year Benjamin Zamani who would beat the odds and lose on the money bubble when his ace king was outflopped by king queen. With the remaining players in the money, the race was on to make the WPT final table. Last season's runner-up, Ryan Tosick, was playing well, giving him a real chance of making it back to the final table for another opportunity to win this title. And an unusual luck of the draw seated low-key, high-stakes pro Ralph Perry next to his high-energy son, Sean, who turned 21 on day one of this tournament.
Listen, I had to impress my father right here. First time we're able to play together. I had to impress him.
With the action clock ticking, play heated up.
This is torture. Maybe I don't like tournaments anymore. I don't know.
And players began to fall, including WPT Champions Club members and old school favourites. Leaving a field of mostly young guns to fight for the big money.
Yeah. The deeper we go, the more the pressure is going to work, the higher the pay jumps are. And I play to win.
With 8 players left, Bellagio regular Lauren Roberts moved all in and was called by both Ryan Tosick and electrical engineer turned poker pro Ajay Chabra.
It's double up.
Lauren held the best hand pre-flop, but it was Ajay's 8-7 that would make a boat and send Lauren sailing to the rail.
Nice hand.
Big leg.
I had some good dealers and some great cards, and I think I didn't play like a donkey in these situations, so I was very happy.
With one more elimination to go before the WPT final table, Daniel Zach in the small blind shoved holding ace-queen. 26-year-old pro Alex Foxon folded in the big blind. And WPT champ Mike Del Vecchio called the all-in with a suited ace-king. The board paired Mike's king on the flop. A jack on the turn gave Daniel 4 outs to a straight, but a 5 on the river sealed the deal, sending the pot to...
Congratulations on making the TV table.
The final table was set with only one guarantee. 2 of the final 6 players will walk away with a 7-figure payday. So many great stories coming out of this final table, and here to give us their insight, Vince Van Patten and Tony Dunst.
Well, Lynn, this is a great one. But the big story is about Sean Perry, who's only 21 years old. He is the chip leader. He's from Las Vegas. We'll call him the Las Vegas Kid. But what's interesting, Tony, is he is 3rd generation of poker professional. His father, Ralph, a top player out here, and his grandmother used to play in the 70s here all the time. So he is ready to win this thing. But in 2nd chip position is Ryan Tosick. Now, he came in 2nd last year. He's a great player. So the top 2, very, very tough to beat.
Absolutely, Vince. But you know what? The man in 3rd position is Mike Del
Del Vecchio, and he's the only WPT champion at this final table tonight. He won last season at Thunder Valley outside Sacramento, so he's got one big 6-figure score to his name, but he's looking for his first 7-figure score here tonight at Bellagio. Meanwhile, our short stack tonight is Alex Foxen, and although he doesn't have as much as his opponents, he's got just as much experience, if not more. This is a guy who plays all the time. He cashed 13 times at the World Series of Poker this summer and made 2 final tables, so don't count him out by any means.
All right, thanks, guys. Now, just a few moments ago, WPT Executive Tour Director Matt Savage caught up with Sean Perry.
How lucky were you to get to this point tonight?
Extremely lucky, man, but I feel I'm destined to be here.
How confident are you?
I would say very, very confident.
Is there any way you lose tonight?
No way. I mean, I have to get pretty unlucky to lose, but I've been saying for 6 months I'm going to win this tournament, and here I am, chip leader at final table. I say I have a pretty good shot to win.
All right, well, good luck then.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right.
Tonight's champion will win nearly $2 million, a coveted spot on the WPT Champions Cup, plus they will also take home the handsome Hublot Big Bang Steel watch and a $5,000 Jet Smarter membership. An amazing take for winning this record-breaking competition.
All right, thanks, Lynn. Well, out in front, Sean Perry at $7.6 million, being chased by Ryan and Mike Del Vecchio. Ajay around $3 million, Richard right behind him, and our short stack Alex Foxen just below $1 million.
The antes are 5,000, the blinds are 20 and 40.
I wish everyone luck, okay? Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, buddy.
Good luck, guys.
It is on the chip leader to act first, Sean Perry. He looks down at a 10-4 of diamonds.
Sean said, coming into this tournament, that he was going to win it for 6 months to anybody who would listen. Now he's the chip leader at the final table. Opportunity of a lifetime.
All right, he's raised with 10-4. Bunch of folds behind him. And now it's on Mike Del Vecchio. We'll make this call. Mike is in third chip position at this point. A New Yorker. Let's see what happens. And the flop's at 8-7-3. So Mike out flopping Sean Perry.
Interesting flop for these two hands. Flush draw with an overcard for Sean. Second pair for Mike. I'm sure that Mike knows Sean is raising a lot of hands at this stage. I'm not sure he realizes he's raising 10-4 suited kind of hands.
Sean is going to continue to bet, and he's going to get called by Del Vecchio with the 7s. Going to the turn to 8, pairs the board.
That might...
First hand, right?
I thought you were going to try a lot harder.
That's the old me. Now that you guys knew I fire up bluffs, I'm not bluffing anymore, right?
All right, let's talk about our wage we have for the season. Right now, tonight, I'm a little behind you, so I get the pick. And I'm going to take the 2 experienced players at the table, 2 tough players, Ryan and Mike.
Well, that's cool with me, Vince. I end up getting more chips, and I got the short stack special in Alex Foxen.
Very exciting for you. All right, let's get back to the table. Alex is a poker pro out of Huntington, New York. He's 26 years old, 10 WPT cashes. He's going to quickly fold that, though.
First time I played with Alex, I said, were you a linebacker or a tight end?
Okay.
Linebacker.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was.
80.
Sean Perry, the chip leader, has picked up a pair of 5s, making it 80 to go. And we got a few folds. And now, Richard Kirsch getting into action here. Richard has a Jack-7.
Well, if Richard looks a little familiar, that's because 10 years ago, he made a WPT final table at the Mirage, where he was up against Phil Ivey and Jonathan Little. Richard is ahead, but Sean likes his pair of 5s, so he's going to bet out for 105. Richard check raises him here.
Back into the 21-year-old. But Sean's not going anywhere, makes his call.
It's a very nice check raise from Richard. Senses that he's ahead, wants to maximize his value.
Turn a king helps neither player.
Pretty safe card for Richard. I'm not sure if he can get more value by betting or checking, but he is elected to check, and I think against someone as aggressive as Sean, I like his choice.
Wow, Sean's going to come out with a bet. $525,000.
At this stage, I can't tell if Sean thinks he's value betting or bluffing, or protecting his hand. I'm not really sure, so we'll find out on the river, but Richard is called.
River card is nothing. 3.
Very inconsequential. So if you're Richard and you think that Sean was drawing, your hand is good.
All in.
Wow. Whoa. Okay, now I'm confident Sean is bluffing. I'll say it like this, Vince. If you check raise the flop and end up folding on this run out, you're doing it wrong. You either check call so you can call down against someone really aggressive, or you check. Oh, no.
No, he's got to release that hand.
That's a tough spot. You can avoid by just check calling the flop. If you're uncomfortable playing such a big pot there, that was unfortunate.
Rich, you called me on every freaking pot I bet against you. When you fold?
Well, I'll find out in 20 minutes if it was a good fold or not.
You got a sick feeling or something?
Oh, man. I'm going to enjoy watching Sean Perry tonight.
I thought you were for short calling, man.
Mike Delvecchio.
I would think that I'm very confident in my game, but there's a level of humility that is required.
Sean Perry.
I guess I could come off a little cocky by like making statements such as, there's no way I don't win this tournament. I mean, I'm still here, final 6, chip leading. I have a pretty good shot to win it.
Ryan Tossick.
I think my chances going into this final table is way better than my chances have ever been to win the WPT.
Ajay Chabra.
I'm definitely a little anxious. I'm excited though. The top prize is close to $2 million, so this is plenty.
Alex, great players at this final table. And right now, Sean Perry, 21 years old, out in front with $8.4 million in chips.
Trying to complete calling his shot in one tournament. One shot, one kill. That would be incredible. But 5 very talented players stand between him and victory.
Yeah, quick fold by Richard Kirsch, and now Alex Foxen wakes up with a king-queen offsuit.
Alex pumping it up to 90,000 here. Mike Delvecchio right behind him with ace-10 has one of those hands. A lot of professionals prefer to 3-bet in these situations rather than call. It's a little too good to fold, but not quite good enough post-flop to just call, so you see him use it as a bluff and 3-bet Alex.
Yep, Sean Perry has to go out. Brian Tosick also not playing. Ajay Chabra from Long Island originally goes out as well. So back around to Foxen.
All in.
He's going to go over the top all in. He's going to make Delvecchio fold with that.
Alex gets away with one there. Comes out clean.
It's going to be one of those kind of games.
Next time I play with Alex, I will not be folding to his 4-bets.
You have the short stack bully over there. Don't give this man chips.
It's too late, man.
I just knew it, man.
Yeah, good fold.
But if I was going to raise, I was going to jam over you because I'm only going to have it when I raise against you.
Too bad you didn't raise then.
Why? Oh, you had it?
I'd have more chips now, probably.
Aces plus, man. That's what I'm raising.
Everyone pretending to have much better hands than they actually did, but this time, Sean has a real one. Ace-queen, first to act.
The chip leader makes it 80,000 to go. Tosick out. Chabra with a 9-5. Dolly Parton goes away. Richard Kirsch won't play. Foxen takes a breather, and now Mike Delvecchio will make a call with a king-jack. And by the way, doesn't Delvecchio look a little like the guy from FaceTime, Mark Zuckerberg?
Facebook?
Facelift.
He does. He looks so much like him
Zuckerberg,
that he tweets
come on.
about how much people say you look like Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, wow. All right, we have gone to the turn here. Nothing happening for either player.
Now, check, 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 check. And a 9 on the river will put a 4 straight out there, so I suspect that Mike knows Sean has a lot of ace-high combinations here. And I'm curious whether he'll bluff with his king-high. Looks like he's going to go for it. 4 to a straight out there. Going to be a tough call with ace-high for Sean.
Going to bet 120, small pot. Will Sean make the good call? No, he's going to let that one go. So Mike Delvecchio winning that pot.
The rich get richer.
You know, he's an amateur power lifter.
You wouldn't guess from, the black getup and everything, but there's a built man under all of that.
Yeah, I like playing my big blind. It's like I'm last to act.
You get to play so often, too.
He gets to play so often wherever he is, though.
Man, I'm getting big hands, dude. I'm getting big hands. Just getting bad flops there. Not the flop I want to see.
Or the turn or the river.
Yeah,
Sean Perry, a lot of chit-chat.
Sean Perry is the youngest man at the table, but comes from the old school thought on talking at the table.
A fold, and now AJ from Long Island, now living in Hoboken, Jersey.
90,000.
He's going to make it 90,000 with a king-queen.
Ooh, but he has run into the ace-queen suited of Alex Foxen.
Foxen used to work as a financial planner for 3 months after graduating college. Gave it up to play poker. Got in this tournament through a $1,000 satellite.
Oh, man. You get in for $1,000, even a min cash feels good, let alone almost $2 million.
Well, he's raised with the ace-queen, making it 260 to go. Couple folds, going back on AJ.
We saw Alex Foxen shove in a similar situation here. AJ decides to make, and we see a ace-king-6 flop. Great flop for Alex. Pretty bad flop for AJ here. He's gonna get sucked in for at least one bet.
He bets the aces. AJ, 29 years old, poker pro for 5 years, making this call. Hoping to get lucky on the turn. No, jack of spades. He's gonna check again.
Another nice card for Alex. He picks up the ace-high flush draw. And at this point, I'm sure that Alex is considering, well, if I bet this turn, I'm gonna have to call if he goes all in, and I don't know if he'll call one more barrel with just a king. So, wow, so Alex decides to check, which I'm sure if they were deeper, he would not do, but because of his stack size, he elects to check here.
Safe 4 diamonds for Alex on the river. AJ checking again. Could it be value time?
It's definitely value time. And it's really just a question of how much value does Alex think he can get from AJ.
Yeah, how much can you milk the Holstein?
I'm surprised to see him thinking this long.
$4.95.
And now he's finally bet.
I wonder if he used the time extension in order to create the image that he was uncertain.
Yeah.
He had to know he was
Got
value
it,
betting.
Tony. Reverse psychology.
This is a tough spot for AJ. I really don't know what he's gonna do here. People don't go bet, check, bet as a bluff that often.
Oh, well, he's gonna take more time. It's AJ's first WPT cash. Can he figure this puzzle out? Oh boy.
Ouch.
He's gonna call it. Foxen turning over the winner.
That's good.
Taking that pot down.
I think if Alex bets the turn, AJ gets away, but that check behind got him an extra $500,000.
Foxen's looking good at this final table as 6 players remain. We're coming back for more here on the World Poker Tour. Okay, ho, ho, ho. I got you where I want you, Tony.
Not if I have my river card.
Right. Oh, no. No! No!
Needling your opponents on Play WPT is not only allowed, it's encouraged. Download the Play WPT Poker app today.
Bellagio is a great atmosphere. There's a lot of new school hotels out there, and then there's super old hotels out there. But this casino hotel just has like the best of both.
It's exactly what you'd imagine to be in an Ocean's 11 movie or something like that. It's a cool place to be.
Bellagio, it's just the place to be for poker. There's the most action here, the biggest games.
Bellagio is like the poker capital of the world. People are coming to Vegas to play poker, they go to the Bellagio.
Bellagio, absolutely beautiful. We have 6 players going after a big title here tonight. Sean Perry out in front with $8.1 million in chips.
Everyone chasing that nearly $2 million top prize. But 2 guys going home with 7 figures tonight. What a prize pool.
And the blinds are going up to 25 and 50, Tony. Chopper and Kirsch going out. Alex Foxen with an ace-7. Picking up solid cards all night long.
Alex had a great start to this final table. Going up to 115 here on the cutoff. Mike with deuces on the button will make this call. And now Sean Perry in the small blind looks down at ace-9. You know, he hasn't shied away yet. And he's not about to start. He's 3-betting up to 425,000.
Toss it going out. Foxen can't play into Del Vecchio with the little pair of deuces. And he can't play. So Sean Perry with the power move, and the crowd loves it.
And Mike needs a little better pair to make the call there, or he needs Sean to be a little deeper, but I like the fold.
So you had
They all knew. That's why they folded, man.
I guess I'm probably could be a fan favorite. Loud, young, like to talk. Growing up in Vegas for me has been insane.
Good job, good girl. Good job, fella.
My father is Ralph Perry. He's a high-stakes cash game player. He also has some success in tournaments. My father and I definitely have different personalities.
First time we're able to play together. I had to impress him.
He's more of a quiet guy, doesn't express much emotion, just sits and plays cards. While me, I'm very out there, kind of aggressive.
Big pots, what I love, man.
Needle people.
You're all over the place, man. Don't worry, you're gonna get my chips back anyways. I somehow finally beat you in one pot.
All I've been waiting for is to turn 21, and I found out this tournament is on my 21st birthday.
Go!
I knew there was no doubt in my mind that I'm winning this tournament, and I've been telling everyone, no matter where I go, I'll see you in Vegas for the Five Diamond. I'll be at the final table if you want. We could play heads up, but I'm winning the tournament.
What confidence. Tell you one thing, I guarantee you, if you grew up in Vegas, you know about all the best buffets in town.
Really? Okay, so when you first came to Vegas, what did a buffet cost?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're right. They were like 99 cents back then.
Right, so you paid them with a silver dollar.
Yeah. But the buffet here at Bellagio is amazing. And people wait for an hour for that wonderful food. It's worth it.
It is. It is very good. Meanwhile, Richard Kirsch here, opening 7-5 suited first to act. Gonna get himself in some trouble against the Queen-Jack suited of Alex Foxen right behind him.
And Alex will just call it.
Another couple diamonds just folded.
Vegas kid Sean Perry with a 5-3 of clubs.
You know Sean loves to play hands when he agonizes over folding 5 high. And AJ in the big blind. King 8 is gonna come along.
Three-way action, here we go. And the flop is an ace, deuce, 10, 2 diamonds. That's a 4 flush for Foxen and Kirsch.
Action flop here. So Kirsch gonna fire out for 225. Alex will call. And AJ goes out.
Oh, yeah, this could get very ugly if a diamond appears. Let's see if it does. Nope, 6 on the turn, it's a spade.
Like to see Richard fire a second barrel here. You obviously can't win at showdown with 7 high. Your opponent can have some 10s or backdoor draws that will be forced to fold, but he's gonna check instead. And Alex bets 335. So he's gonna end up paying to see the river, but not give himself a chance to win without showdown.
He's gotta hope a diamond doesn't show up because Foxen could destroy him. No, it's an ace pairing the board.
And that card might actually shut Alex down, because he's so worried that his opponent either has an ace or a pair that's just not gonna fold. He's gonna check it.
You win.
I doubt it.
You do.
I have queen high.
That's good. I have diamonds also.
That's never a good feeling. Opponent's like, oh, queen high, and you're like, yeah, it's good.
Running good, no diamond came.
That's
Running good.
That's right.
You're getting a little of my 21-year-old run good in you.
Sean wasn't even in the hand, and he's needling him.
How much you have now, Alex, roughly?
That's a good question. I'll tell you in a second.
He's like 3.3 or something.
A little bit more.
Everything happening nice for Alex Foxen.
Yeah, early run up. He came into this final table under $1 million in chips. Now hanging around 3.5. He's 4th on our leaderboard.
It's a good start.
Huh, there you go.
He gets to fold here. Devecchi also going out.
Yeah, then quadruple and double, yeah.
And now Sean Perry, he's got to be enjoying this. Out of high school just a few years back. Chip leader, money, family in the audience, on TV. What a moment.
Oh, sorry.
The character. 7-3 of diamonds. He's going to raise it to 100.
Now over to AJ with 6s in the small blind. That's a pretty good spot for him. An aggressive player raising. Caller on the button.
And he is going to go to 350. Try to push these guys around.
Yeah, I like this raise from AJ. He's in the small blind. He's got a pair that plays very awkwardly in these multi-way pots. He's pretty short stacked, so he just kind of went for it there, takes it down.
It's been said that poker at Bellagio is the best. Up next, we'll find out what Phil Hellmuth thinks as he unleashes his take in The Raw Deal.
This episode is sponsored by Dr. Pepper. the official soft drink of the World Poker Tour. Hublot, the official watch of the World Poker Tour. And Rockstar Energy, the official energy drink of the World Poker Tour.
I hope you're enjoying tonight's coverage of the Five Diamond World Poker Classic here at Bellagio. Now it's time to find out if Phil Hellmuth likes what he's seen in this edition of The Raw Deal.
How confident are you?
I would say very, very confident.
Is there any way you lose tonight?
No way.
Sean Perry. To be 21 years old and full of confidence. I respect the fact that he told everyone for months.
I've been saying for 6 months I'm going to win this tournament.
I did the same thing in the 1989 World Series of Poker. In fact, for a whole year, I told everyone that would listen that I was going to win it, and I did. But I was 24 years old, and I'd already won a poker major and made a bunch of other final tables, making me a seasoned veteran. Or so I thought. But unlike me, who had to hone my skills and take some punches, Sean is starting out with a big advantage, his family. He comes from great poker stock. I have known his father, Ralph Perry, for well over 20 years. Ralph has made over $10 million playing poker and has consistently played in the biggest games in the world. Ralph is a great player.
I feel I'm destined to be here.
Young Sean showed his inexperience right out of the gate on the very first hand when he began playing fast with this chip lead. Folks, when you're six-handed, playing a super tight strategy is 100% correct. Don't come in firing with the 10-4 suited.
Must be nice to win the first hand, right?
I thought you were going to try a lot harder.
Sean lived by the sword last night, raising and bluffing like a madman. But will he die by the sword today?
Not the flop I want to see.
Or the turn of the river.
Yeah, not great.
Easy to bluff everyone the night before when they're all folding their way to the final table. But no one likes to be bluffed on global television. Today, his opponents are playing to win.
I'm not bluffing anymore.
Good points by Phil Hellmuth there.
Sean feeling himself early, reminiscent of that Phil Hellmuthian confidence from the '89 World Series. And moments after being criticized for playing too many hands, Sean raises 8-5 offsuit first to act. Weren't you listening?
Ajay picks up kings.
Well, maybe he'll listen to Ajay Chabra.
Oh, it's punishing time.
Ryan made a call after Sean raised. Now action with Ajay. How much does he want to make it? 450,000.
Richard and Alex going out. Mike with fours going out, and now the bluffer himself, Sean Perry. Should have listened to Uncle Phil. He goes away. Ryan Tosick with a chance of calling here.
Yeah, it's got to be tempting. You've got a pretty playable hand, but you're out of position and your opponent's quite short, so you're not really getting very good implied odds. I like that fold by Ryan. Good discipline.
AJ taking down a pot.
Man, it's like you just got a double up when freaking no one even called you.
How's that a double up? Not even close to a double up.
I mean, you're close, man, like a fourth of the way from those last two pots.
Oh, man, I lost the 100K too.
Well, I don't include that one.
Oh, I do.
You have me scared over here.
I'm sure that's true.
You believe it?
I don't think you're scared.
You don't think I'm scared? Why?
Too cocky.
Too cocky? I haven't done anything to be cocky, man.
Yeah, you need some self-awareness to be scared, usually. You know?
That's true. Of like how great you guys are.
I said self-awareness.
Yeah. Well, I need to be self-aware that you guys are great players, right? Not to playing pots with you guys. Think about it. For sure.
Why did I even show up to work today? These guys could do the talking.
All right, here we go. Now a raise by Mike Del Vecchio with the sevens. Sean going out, and Ryan and AJ folding as well. And Richard is going to make the call with a jack-4.
And Richard is very short here, so just looking to flop a piece and then get the money in.
Flop is a queen. 7, deuce, 3 of a kind for Del Vecchio. Richard catching none of that checks. They go check, check.
I like that check by Mike.
Let the man try to catch up. 6 on the turn.
250?
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Yeah, see, if your opponent raises and then checks back on a really dry flop like Queen 7 Deuce Rainbow, he almost always has showdown value, so I am not a fan of this bluff by Richard.
Delvecchio gonna okie dokie him with a call. Discouraging if you're Richard. 10, so Richard catching nothing. Well, he finally gets the message. He's gonna check, and then Vecchio
All in.
with the all-in, but it's irrelevant. Richard had no interest in blasting anymore. Delvecchio gonna take down a nice one.
Richard Kirsch has had a terrible beginning to this final table. Came in right in the middle of the pack. He is now clearly our short stack. Just gonna have to play push fold until something happens.
And don't forget, 10 years ago, he was at the Mirage at a final table. Took him 10 years to get back here at a final table, but he's just not getting the cards right now. He's got to be frustrated.
Yeah, not a great start for Rich, but hey, if things go wrong, you're only 10 years away from another FT.
Raise.
Sean with another nothing hand, raising it up.
Sean can't get enough. He's just insatiable for playing hands right now.
All in.
But Richard with the aces, the weapons of mass destruction.
How much?
$495.
I think Sean might be priced in here.
He's getting pretty good odds with a pretty bad hand, so it's gonna be close.
Oh, God, how bad did you open? Oh,
that bad.
Richard's gonna take it without seeing any cards.
Man, how can I be losing pots and playing good?
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't really make sense. When I win pots, they could say I'm playing good.
You know, you can play Club WPT from the comfort of your home or on the beach. And when you're Club WPT VIP member Michael Evans from Hawaii, your home is the beach.
My name's Michael Evans. I go by the Club WPT name Kama Kai. Kama means resident and Kai means ocean. So I am a denizen of the deep. I am a Hawaiian shark on ClubWPT.com. I'm from Kona, Hawaii, on the Big Island. It's an awesome paradise. And hanging out, playing Club WPT, and then taking a break and going paddleboarding on the water. Eat a few coconuts or mangoes, and then go back and play some more hands. Live poker is unavailable in Hawaii, so Club WPT was my essential resource for improving as a poker player and learning about poker. I've learned everything with them, going from a novice player to playing with the top professional players at a major event. I was playing Taylor Parr, Michael Rann, and Ben Keyline. And after 3 days of continuous poker, you need something to do, and driving a NASCAR at 150 miles an hour will take your mind off of the tournament. Yeah, I couldn't be happier. Every moment of this experience has been magical. If you want to live the poker dream, Club WPT is the place to start.
Michael won't be trading Paradise for poker just yet, but by playing on Club WPT, we hope to see him at another event soon. Sign up for ClubWPT.com today for a chance to win your way into a live WPT event.
There's a short break in the action, so let's take a look at the Hublot WPT Player of the Year standings. Two-time WPT champion Art Papazian is sitting out on a sizable lead, but this is the part of the season when things start getting interesting. Tonight's champion will earn 1,400 points, vaulting them to second on the leaderboard. And with many big point tournaments on the horizon, we will have to see if anyone emerges to give Art a sweat. We'll keep you current on the standings as the season progresses. But now, let's get back to the game here at Bellagio.
Sean Perry, Las Vegas kid, out in front with 7.8 million in chips.
Richard Kirsch, still our short stack, hanging around 14 blinds at this stage.
Did you expect to have such a good first level like this?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
When does it stop?
Doesn't.
No, every roller coaster goes down, man. You can't just go straight up. Well, I went down at one point. I wasn't always like had a lot of chips, and then came back. So now, see, I already went down.
Richard Paul.
You went down too, though. You had chips, and
I've been roller coastering for sure.
So we're on the same page there.
All right, a bunch of folds around to Sean.
He's got a real hand this time.
And nice king queen.
Race.
Well, he'll raise it to 100,000. Ryan goes out. AJ with ace 4 will look at a flop and try to beat out the chip leader. Flop is a queen jack 5.
Nice flop for Sean here. Fires out another 100,000. AJ might even get sticky with ace high. He knows Sean is raising tons of hands and that it could be good, but not having a spade's frustrating for him. And And he's just gonna lay it down here.
Sean looking good, winning another pot. And there in the audience, his family and friends, and his dog Bella.
Story goes that he adopted or saved Bella from Canada, took her down to Florida, and never lost a cash session since.
That's a lucky dog. I love it. I love it. I don't think you can have it on your lap, though, when you're at the table.
He did earlier in the tournament.
He
but
did?
Hey.
Penalty.
I don't run the rules here. Mike is out. Now with Sean.
Sean, another decent ace-10.
I've seen some dogs in purses at the table over the year.
Mike Sexton used to have that.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh. I wanted to meet Mike's dog.
All right. Raised by Sean. Tosick with a little pair of deuces will make this call.
Richard coming along in the big blind with 4-3 offsuit on the short stack.
Why not?
Getting frustrated or something.
Maybe he'll get lucky here. No. King 7-6.
I mean, this is just it. You flop a piece and you still can't really continue. Sean gonna fire out ace-10. That's a pretty nice flop for him. He's got the ace of clubs. It's a texture his opponents are gonna fold on a lot, and there you see, both of them lay it down. Sean gonna drag that pot. Things going smoothly here.
I got fans too, man.
There's Bella, Sean's dog.
Best fan.
Sean Perry out in front.
How many reasons are there to sign up for a Club WPT membership?
Well, Tony, I'll tell you. I'll give you $100,000 to be exact. Play for a share of $100,000 in cash and prizes every month.
Poker tournaments all day, every day on ClubWPT.com. Things going smoothly for our chip leader, Sean Perry, in the early goings of this final table. He's been mixing it up a lot pre-flop, and overall, hasn't lost any crucial pots.
Only 21 years old.
Action gonna start with Mike Del Vecchio here.
Folds, and now Sean Perry, our chip leader, the Las Vegas kid, with a seductive little 4-5 of clubs.
Race.
Of course you do. Makes the min raise. Ryan Tosick and AJ both fold, and Richard Kirsch with a nice 9-10 of diamonds.
And Richard is really short facing a player that raises a ton pre-flop, so I'd love to see him just rip it in here, but instead just makes the call.
Rich, you have two 100Ks? Yep. Awesome. Thank you, man.
Foxen makes the call with 8-5 of diamonds in the big blind. Herein lies the problem with calling. Richard has some nice backdoor equity here, but he can't reasonably call another bet when he's this short. And so he's gonna end up folding what's actually the best hand to Sean Perry's 5-high.
Well, they're both gonna go out. So Sean Perry with 5-high taking down another one. The crowd and the Bella the dog going crazy. A great seat for Bella, huh? And Sean Perry extends the chip lead. Action goes to him, and he looks down at a pair of queens. Oh, everything going right for this 21-year-old.
Perfect image to get action.
Raise.
He's raised it.
$100,000 from Sean, Ryan.
A few folds, and now it's on Foxen, who has ace-7. He elects to also fold.
And Mike here with 8-2 suited in the big blind, he's gonna 3-bet to 400,000. He's gonna turn this hand into a bluff. Recognizes that Sean is raising a ton and can't always have it, but he does this time.
Bad timing. Clock going down to 6 seconds. Sean going up to 1.1 million, and Del Vecchio is foiled with that and has to be kicking himself. Why did I have to try to push this young guy around?
You give my under the gun raise no respect?
I had a hand that I wanted to 3-bet.
And I had a hand I liked to 4-bet.
All right, everything going good for Sean Perry, looking good, and that's what the winner's going to get tonight.
Not to mention a 15K seat to our season-ending Tournament of Champions.
Beautiful Hublot watch, among many other great perks. All right, back to the table. Everyone folding. And now Foxen with Jack 10. Appears he likes it. He has the button, and he will move it to 125. Del Vecchio, though, with the King Jack of Spades, calling.
I like that Mike just called here. You have a hand that you don't want to get blown out of pre-flop, and you create the possibility that Sean comes along with something silly. Instead, he has King-Queen.
Well, he's re-raised again. Alex, his Jack 10 shrinking up, goes out.
And were there not such a short stack and Richard Kirsch on this table, I think that Mike would make this call, but instead he's going to fold and make sure he does not risk busting out to the one bigger stack.
Wow, the Vegas kid, nothing can go wrong for him tonight. He is dominating.
That marks the end of tonight's coverage from Bellagio. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the WPT.
The World Poker Tour is sponsored by Club WPT. Play poker for real cash and prizes today at clubwpt.com.
I can outplay these guys. Got my shot. Got this. If I get the card, I prepare for this day. One time. Breathe.
You never know when your time is going to come. To rise above the rest. To seize the opportunity. To be crowned a champion. Is it time for your story to be told? The World Poker Tour.
Welcome to Bellagio in Las Vegas for continuing coverage of the Five Diamond World Poker Classic. I'm Lynn Gilmartin, and this is the WPT. This final table is filled with talented pros fighting for big-time money. And joining me with expert play-by-play of tonight's action are Vince Van Patten and Tony Dunst.
Well, Lynn, I'm impressed by the Vegas kid, 21-year-old Sean Perry. He's still a chip leader, extending it. He has a loose game. He has a great demeanor at the table. So he is one to watch right now. He's got his family, his father, his grandmother, the whole family in the front row rooting him on. And then Mike Del Vecchio in second chip position. He is tough. He's a WPT champion.
Meanwhile, Alex Foxen, kind of doing what I expected here today, has gradually moved up our leaderboard, now right in the middle of the pack, in a great position to take down his first major title.
Thanks, guys. Tonight's winner will not only take home the over $1.9 million first place prize, he'll also get the stylish Hublot Big Bang steel watch, a $5,000 JetSmarter membership, and of course, his name forever etched onto the WPT Champions Cup. Cards are back in play, so let's get down to the felts.
Thanks, Lynn. Tony, let's get down to it. Sean Perry, the Vegas kid, out in front with $9.2 million in chips. Richard Kirsch, he's the short stack with about 400.
Richard hanging on with 8 big blinds. We are playing 25K, 50K. Alex Foxen, first act.
Fold by him. Mike Del Vecchio also going out. And there's Sean Perry with an uneventful 10-8.
Sean has been very aggressive during this final table.
Race.
He will raise it to 100,000. Ryan Tosick.
Been very patient early on in this final table, picking his spots. He's in a good seat with Sean raising every hand in front of him. Now over to Richard Kirsch, our short stack, with a 9-3 offsuit, is going to pay 50,000 more to go to a flop. You definitely want to see a lot of flops when you're really, really short and getting a great price, but I don't know if 9-3 offsuit is really the hand we want to do it with.
Flop 8-8 ace, so Sean flops 3 of a kind. Richard unfortunately catches nothing, or fortunately. And there's a bet, and Richard can escape with only losing a little amount. Sean Perry once again winning another hand.
Sean has done an excellent job of leveraging his chip lead at this final table tonight against the medium stacks. Richard being so short puts them in an awkward position of not wanting to be eliminated before him or even risk playing a big pot against Sean.
Here's Mike Del Vecchio with ace-jack, has raised to 115. Bunch of folds. AJ going out, and now Richard Kirsch is going to shove it all in.
Good luck, Rich.
With a king-queen.
Richard down to his last 6 blinds, finds a premium in king-queen, and goes with it.
295.
Alex Foxen makes the call in the big blind with Jack-9 suited, and Mike just going to call. He and Alex are both medium stacks who very much want to see Richard get eliminated here, so you see that Mike does not re-raise and isolate.
And the flop is an ace, queen, 4, so aces for Del Vecchio, and Richard has a little piece of that with a queen.
He's in bad shape. Check, check on the flop.
And another queen. Oh, that's beautiful.
Ooh, yes.
Richard has caught it 3 of a kind.
Not looking to disguise it either.
Check, check. Can Richard's hand hold up? Yes, it does. 10 of diamonds on the river. Richard's going to triple up. Let's see if there's any side betting. Nope.
Is there hope? I knew it.
We got it to you.
And Sean is celebrating Richard's win. He knows that means he gets to pick on these guys a little bit longer.
I knew when you go like, you have it for sure, man. Why do you gotta slow roll them like that?
Salty talk at the table. Richard Kirsch, though, is a businessman, a semi-pro player out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
I'm taking back my birthday run game now.
What? You already gave it to me.
I gave it to you for one hand.
Oh, all right.
Not for more than one hand.
Thank you for lending it out.
Sean Perry here, first to act with Queen 8 offsuit.
He won't do it.
Yeah, surprised. He folded that one. Now over to AJ Chabra on the cutoff with Ace 10 suited.
He's going to make it 110 to go.
Richard's on the button with about 18 blinds here. I'd love to see him just rip it in pre-flop and try and take it down. I do think that AJ would call, but I think he's a little shallow to be calling here, but he does want to go to a flop. Mike will make this call from the big blind with 10 deuce of clubs, and we will have a 3-way flop.
Well, the flop is a 9-7-4, so Richard out in front with 9s.
Pretty ideal flop.
All in.
Then he's going to go all in.
Man, you know how to freaking tumble for being a short stack. That is for sure.
Look at that. Getting complimented by the Las Vegas kid. Sort of.
It was a fun trip to 4 bigs. I enjoyed it. What? It was a fun trip down to 4 bigs. I liked, yeah, I enjoyed it for a minute.
I got like 6.
I think I had 6. I see, no biggie. Right? 6 is comfortable.
Little rush here for Richard Kirsch. He was out here 10 years ago on the World Poker Tour at the Mirage. Finished 4th in that event. Ryan Tosick going out. AJ also going out. 10s for Richard Kirsch. He's on a roll right now, and he's made it 150.
How much do you have now?
Oh, my goodness. Mike.
$1 million or a little over, I guess.
With queens behind him.
Richard may have run out of time. He's only got a little above 20 blinds. It's going to be very hard to get away from pocket 10s. Mike has pumped it up to 500K.
Sean Perry, I don't know, buying some TV time, that's about it.
All in.
Richard goes over the top.
Call.
Yeah, nothing that Rich can do here. Gotta go with the 10s there, especially when you're the short stack. Mike makes the easy call with his queens and is in good shape to eliminate Richard in 6th place. 8-8-6 on the flop.
No help for Richard. Mike Lavecchia with a big opportunity to knock out Kirsch.
Richard could make a straight if there was a 9 and a 7.
And there is Richard's wife. Standing, rooting, but no. An ace on the turn. Richard down to a 2-outer. Big long shot to stick around. Let's see if he can pull off the miracle. No, it's a king of clubs.
Nice.
We are going to lose Richard Kirsch in 6th place. Had to wait 10 years between his WPT final tables. Hopefully the next one comes up a little sooner than that, and he's got $271,000 to hold him off the tilt.
I misclicked that hand too. I meant to make it 420.
After the triple up, I was excited again. I was comfortable, but I still didn't have a ton of chips. So when I pick up a hand like 10s, I really have to go with it.
I started getting into fitness about 2 years ago. I'm a firm believer that you have to really do what you find fun, and just lifting as heavy weights as I possibly can is what I always found really fun. And I'm training for a powerlifting competition. It's 3 lifts that you do for your 1 rep max. So I have a certain goal. I want to hit 1,000 pounds total. You know, and then the next competition I'll want to hit 1100, and then the next one I'll want to hit 1200. It's sort of like poker. You just like set a goal for yourself, and then when you exceed it, you just go to the next goal, and you go to the next goal, and you just keep like elevating yourself. And that's what I sort of like drives me to get better.
Wow, that is very impressive. I get a hernia just looking at that.
You even lift, bro?
Not with bare feet, I don't. But he is impressive. We have 5 players battling for the championship, and we have Sean Perry, the Las Vegas kid, out in front with 9.3 million in chips.
Yeah, he's trying to run away with this thing. Mike Del Vecchio, the powerlifter, right behind at 5.7 million, and we are playing 30,000, 60,000 with a 10K ante.
Ajay Chabra quickly folding his hand. Alex Foxen, tough young professional. Ace-5 makes it 140 to go.
Over to Sean Perry in the small blind with 8-9 offsuit. He has been very aggressive thus far, and he's going to continue that here. He 3-bets to 525,000.
Ryan Tosick next up with a nothing hand, folds back on Alex.
Alex, in some ways, is the wrong guy to pick on. He likes fighting back. He's really aggressive. He's got enough chips that he can make some moves now. I'm curious what he wants to do with Ace-5 suited. Ace-5 suited is a hand where if you run the, computer simulations, it often ends up being your big bluffing hand pre-flop. So I'm wondering if Alex is going to use it in that way.
1.2.
Yeah, Alex is going to go for it. He's making it 1.2 million, coming right back at Sean.
Wow, Sean Perry. Oh, he's getting scolded there with his little 9-8. Has to lay it down, and there the Fox crew. The buddies of Alex Foxen.
That's my favorite card.
5 deuce, baby.
Picture me bluffing.
I want a Fox hat.
I had a pretty hand, too.
Alex got in this tournament through a $1,000 satellite. He is on the gravy train here tonight. He worked as a financial planner for 3 months after graduating college.
Might be the longest that anybody at this table has had a real job.
What are our blinds again?
Everybody in their 20s started playing poker young.
Sean Perry, Vegas kid, looking very thoughtful for once. Queen 10. He'll move it up to 120 to go.
Ryan Tosick gonna make this call in the small blind with Jack-9 of diamonds. Ajay Chabra coming along in the big blind with 5-4 of diamonds. So everybody with a little something here as we go to the flop.
Flop is an ace-7 deuce. Nothing for nothing.
Yeah, not much for anybody here, so if Sean continues the aggression, he might be able to take this down without a fight.
He's got the button, he's got the continuation, he's got the guts, he's got the chips.
Ajay does have a gut shot here. And I think if there was a diamond on the flop, we could be confident that he would continue, but without it, he lets it go.
Yeah, he's got the pot. And there's his dad, seasoned professional, plays a lot of cash games. And what's more impressive is the grandmother played in the 70s, and she was a top player back then. They're a famous poker family.
Gee, Sean was probably playing in the womb.
Just amazing experience. The fights, the bad beats going on in that house. Fold by Mike Del Vecchio.
Thank you, man.
Well, Sean has been in just about every pot lately. So you want to play 5-4 offsuit? No, he's gonna let one go.
Ryan Tosick, a tough player, having to play tight here tonight.
Ajay here with King-7 in the small will complete for 30,000 more. Alex has Ace-Jack in the big blind and will make it 200,000. Ajay will not take a flop there, so Alex will drag it down without a confrontation.
How many bullets you guys in for in this?
1. You saw me when I made my only registration.
What? Really? 1, you?
1.
1. Yeah, in for 1K, actually.
You won a Saudi, too?
You're the big winner. I guess I'm in for 11K then, or 11.4.
So you're gonna have the biggest return by a mile.
Maybe.
Sean, in for 3 bullets. Everyone else around this table in for 1, or in Foxen's case,
a $1,000 satellite. AJ raising up at King Jack of Diamonds into the big blind of Sean.
Brutal for the ROI.
Yeah, let's look here.
He's gonna make this call.
Two-way action, and the flop is at Ace Jack 4, so Jack's there.
Yeah, nice flop. Pair of jacks with some backdoor draws, goes check, check, bringing the 7 of hearts on the turn. Sean picked up a gut shot here, but elected not to bluff, so check, check again. And with a 4 on the river, there is now a little pair out there. Sean will check one more time, and now AJ will have to bet.
$180.
And of course, Sean can't call a bet on this river. He'll usually fold, but somebody like Sean may also choose to try and represent a 4 and check raise here, and yet you see him reaching. Sean has never come up with an aggressive idea that he didn't take action on, and he's making it $775,000. So now back to AJ, who has to ponder, does my opponent have a 4, or is he just addicted to bluffing?
And this is a bold move. Very creative by Sean Perry. With absolutely nothing, he has come over the top with the check raise. The problem is AJ doesn't have that many chips to play with here, and the clock is ticking down to 6 seconds. What will he do? It'll be a nice solid call, and he's going to take more time.
And one problem for Sean here is his image. At this point in the final table, everyone knows he's battling for every pot. I think that if he had a tight image, this would work really often. With his current image, you see AJ considering this call. And making this call. Very nice.
Sean turns it over like he had it.
Always turn it over like you had it.
Oh.
It's never worked for me in 15 years, but if you catch me bluffing, I'm going to table the hand like I got the nuts.
That doesn't help much. And Sean, disappointed with himself.
We got balls. We got balls.
AJ taking down that pot very nicely.
It's been so much fun. I've never had a deep run like this before.
AJ Chabra! AJ Chabra!
I went to college at USC. I got my electrical engineering degree. There's definitely some correlation between being an engineer and being a poker player. There's a lot of math in poker. You know, I wanted to be an engineer, and then on the side, I always loved playing poker. It was a hobby for me. And then over time, I just got better and better. Winning a WPT title would be, I can't even describe how amazing it would be, and then the money on top would be amazing too.
He is in the hunt. 5 players remain here on the World Poker Tour at Bellagio. Big money at stake. Who will take it down? This episode is sponsored by Dr. Pepper, the official soft drink of the World Poker Tour. Hublot, the official watch of the World Poker Tour. And Rockstar Energy, the official energy drink of the World Poker Tour.
With Play WPT being available anytime, anywhere, the play possibilities are endless. You can play on the go. You can play in a row. You can play from the gym. You can play after a swim. You can play in a chair. You can play anywhere. Need more coins? Just take a spin. See how many you can win. If you want to play, don't delay. PlayWPT.com and sign up today.
Fun, free poker anytime, anywhere.
Don't miss out. Join the game today at PlayWPT.com.
All right, the action's starting back up here at Bellagio, so let's get back down to it.
All right, there is a look at our payouts. Nearly $2 million to our eventual winner. 5 players left, so worst case, you're going home with $350,000.
Huge money at stake here at Bellagio in that sleepy little town called Las Vegas, Nevada. And the blinds at 30-60.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's go to the felt, AJ Chabra. First to play, tough young professional player. He's going to quickly fold.
Alex Fox in here, pair of jacks. Final table has gone very well for Alex thus far. He came in as our short stack with under $1 million in chips. Currently hanging around $4 million. And he has stayed one step ahead of chip leader Sean Perry.
He made it 140, and he can't get action with the jack, so Alex picking up another pot.
I am joined by the newly minted WPT Deep Stacks Player of the Year, Rex Clinkscales. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, Rex, you put up some pretty impressive numbers, including becoming the first two-time WPT Deep Stacks champ. That's amazing. What do you attribute to your success?
Just continuing to improve on poker, a lot of hard work, and a lot of volume.
You do play a lot of WPT Deep Stacks events. What is it about them that you enjoy?
I have a lot of friends that travel and play the WPT Deep Stacks. My girlfriend gets to go with me to a lot of them. So it's just a lot of fun, great structure, great events, well ran.
Congratulations. Thanks for sharing your new hardware with us.
Awesome.
And if you would like to join Rex on the felt, head to WPT.com for a complete tournament schedule.
Now, I've played a few of those WPT Deep Stacks this season, and it is absolutely a great series. It's a lower price point, but a very similar structure to our main event, and you're still playing for big six-figure kind of money.
Yeah, they're great tournaments when you win.
When you win. Ain't that the truth?
Back to the felt we go. Sean Perry now with a decent hand.
120.
Ace 10 of spades, and he will make it 120 to go.
It's an unusually strong hand for Sean to be raising with. Meanwhile, AJ in the big blind has got the 7 deuce of clubs, and he's going to take a flop.
All right, AJ with just a 7 deuce. Going to splash around, and let's see what happens. Jack 9, 8, 2 of them clubs.
What a flop for both players.
I believe I'm the best player at the table because the type of play I enforce with my aggressive style when I have chips is very, very powerful. Regardless of skill level, I'm just in the best situation, I think, to win this event.
Certainly not lacking in confidence, Sean Perry, with the open-ended straight draw here.
220.
Finally putting in the bet of 220. Continuation. And AJ getting involved with the 7 deuce, but now it's looking strong. Got the 4 flush and a straight draw.
You can see he has so many outs, he's actually the favorite in this hand at 54%.
But just gonna call it going to the turn. Can he catch his club and hurt the chip leader? No, 8 pairs the board.
That is not AJ's card, but it is one he can represent a little more plausibly than Sean. Typically, Sean's going to check behind when he has bottom pair, although I would say of everyone at this table, he is the most likely to just bet the flop when he has a weak pair. He's going to double barrel here, though, with his draw for $500,000. AJ, thinking about this one.
Doesn't slow down, and now AJ would like to draw to this flush and the straight.
He's going to go to the river. It's just a matter of how, and the action clock ticks away in the corner there. He may need a time bank chip.
He is going to take more time.
Wow, he's going to check raise to 1.45 million. Leaves him about 900K behind, good for 15 blinds, so he's essentially committed. I can't imagine that Sean...
All in.
What the? Whoa. Sean is going to rip it in here. Wow, I mean, you see AJ cringe, but he has to call it off, and oh my goodness, what is this hand? I mean, AJ's all in with all these outs, and somehow Sean's actually ahead in a spot he should never be ahead.
This is amazing. Let's do this again.
How lucky is Sean to get his money in ahead?
Value betting.
And that's what Ryan is celebrating. He thinks this is so funny.
Ryan loving this. People are confused, the audience.
Look at their faces. The dog is so confused. What is happening?
AJ wants to hit that card. Can he hit the club or 10? Let's see if he does it. And doubles up.
It's an 8. The ace-10 is going to hold up. And Sean scores the elimination of AJ in a crazy hand.
AJ Chopra out in 5th place to take home $350,000, Tony. He's over to talk to Matt Savage.
What were you thinking on that last hand?
Yeah, Sean was playing really aggressively, really loose, so I just decided to play back at him. I had a hand that, I thought I could look strong there. I made a move, and he made a great call, and I guess that was about it.
I told you, man, these guys are going to get the chips in there. I did not expect that to happen, though.
You like that play, Bella? You like that play?
Are we seeing brilliant play or goofy gambles? Up next, the raw truth in the raw deal with the one and only poker brat, Phil Hellmuth. Welcome back to Bellagio and the Five Diamond World Poker Classic. We have a break in the action, so it's the perfect time to find out what the poker brat Phil Hellmuth thinks of tonight.
As to where he stands in the hand. Easy bet on the flop for Sean with ace high.
220.
And an open-ended straight draw. An easy call for AJ on what is now a straight and a flush draw. On the turn, Sean makes a good aggressive bet. AJ has to call with his big draw. But why put your whole tournament at risk? And raise, why? Sean could have a huge hand here, and he could even have a full house, meaning you're drawing dead. I'd rather see AJ flat call the turn. Miss on the river in this case, and just fold. He would have lost, but he still would have had a fighting chance to come back with his chip stack. Instead, he busted in 5th place and left with his tail between his legs.
I just decided to play back at him. I guess that was about it.
Leaving me to simply say, bad play, son.
I guess I'll.
Wow, Hellmuth giving out some free lessons that gotta hurt.
Yeah, I don't agree with any of that. You gotta call pre-flop, and I really liked that bluff on the turn.
Well, Tony, we're down to 4 players, and let's just analyze it. Sean Perry, a lot of chips. He's the most aggressive player at the table. You think he's just going to keep pushing it?
I think he's absolutely going to keep pushing it. That has been his MO since we got started here tonight, and it is really working out for him so far. He is lapping the field right now.
Yeah. The Vegas kid, he's got the family here, everything going for him. Only 21 years old, very exciting. Let's go down to the felt.
Takes a lot of balls to jam there. I don't think I had that jam in me.
You don't think you had that jam in you?
I don't think I'm capable of it.
That was so good for TV. Man, I think I'm a pretty exciting player to watch on TV.
If I must say so myself.
Yeah, come back next week.
All right,
come
Mike.
back every week.
Del Vecchio with a king-jack of spades will raise this one up to 135. Sean with a 9-7.
It's like, am I really gonna fold a hand? Oh, I don't wanna. Fine.
His hand shakes when he has to fold. And he goes out. Ryan Tosick with the big ace-queen, though, just calling.
Ryan with one of those hands you can play as either a 3-bet or a call here. Opts to call.
And the flop is a 6-4-3.
Not much for anyone here. Mike slows down and checks. Ryan will check behind. King on the turn will catch up for Mike. Now has top pair.
Mike, he's bet.
Does Ryan want to get to this river? Yeah, he'll call once.
And the river card not going to help Ryan.
Mike feeling confident about his top pair. Going for some more value here.
485. Ryan.
It's the river. It's the river.
It's like your river game. And he's got a sense of humor, too.
You think I rivered you? Has anyone had a bigger score than 500K other than you?
I haven't.
What did you get for second last year?
1.1 or something? 1.124.
I think it's bigger this year, but just like only by a fraction, yeah.
It's nice to reminisce about your wins.
Oh, yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Being at the final table, big money ahead of you, and just reminiscing about the other wins of your life. These are the good times.
Ryan opening this pot to 160 with ace-jack. Mike will make this call with 5s in the small blind. Now with Sean in the big blind holding pocket 9s. Well, we know Sean likes to play for more, and he's reaching for raising chips.
625.
And gets 2 folds, so the continued aggression of Sean Perry pays off yet again.
Sean Perry taking that one down.
Okay.
You have about
A little under 4.
4, 3,
3.8, 3.9.
and 6.
I think that Sean is calling out his opponent's stack just to remind them he has more.
A little under 6, I think.
So what do you guys got? 3 million, 4 million? Just 10 for me. No big deal.
Always smart to know how much the other players have.
This is true.
Sean obviously tutored by his poker-playing father and grandmother. That's a lot of schooling there. And now he's got a 9-8 with the button. He'll move it up to 120 to go. Tosic has got to lay that one down. And now Alex with a king 7 of diamonds will make this call. So 9-8 versus king 7.
Then we get a heads up flop of ace king 3, 2 spades and a heart. In many situations, Alex wouldn't love his hand with second pair, but against Sean, he loves this spot. You see him check call.
Alex calls.
You go into the turn, it's a jack. Alex Foxen, he's gonna check.
You see, Sean is drawing dead in this hand. He has no outs. But Sean doesn't have any showdown value here. He's going to keep barreling.
Yeah, the bet's 325.
And one problem with having his image is if you try and bluff every spot, eventually your opponents are going to catch on and start calling you down later. So you see Alex very confidently call on the flop and turn here with second pair. Now we get to a river that brings a 4 straight. And Sean is almost certainly going to bluff here. And he bluffs full pot, 1.3 million. And Alex, who was determined to call down his opponent, now has to reconsider because 4 to a straight on the board makes it much less likely that your second pair is good.
Clock is ticking away.
Alex is like, man, if there's one guy on this table who would try and bluff me here, it's Sean Perry. And I know he's not just betting ace rag for value for full pot, so he either has a queen or a bluff. And this guy loves to bluff. So maybe I'll put a stop to that.
Maybe, or you just slink away into the night.
No, he says, I'm gonna put a stop to that.
Beautifully done, Alex, turning it up. Pleasantly surprised.
Oof, look at Sean's face.
Nice hand, Alex.
And that's the first significant pot against the chip leader, and it is done by Alex Foxen as the Fox team loves this. 4 players going after a huge title here at Bellagio, and we're coming back for more on the World Poker Tour. Big players cashing out here in this tournament. What an event we're having here at Bellagio. And so many people enjoying themselves at the Dr. Pepper Bar here tonight. And right now, Sean Perry, the Las Vegas kid, out in front with 9.4 million in chips with 4 players remaining.
Yeah, he's got to compete against 3 tough professionals looking to make a dent in his big stack. But so far, Sean Perry has had their number.
Ryan Tosic now with a pair of deuces is going to raise it. Next to act is Alex. He's got ace-6, and look at this re-raise.
Yeah, Alex started this final table as our short stack, but he is now second in chips. Alex starting to open up his game, and he will take this one down pre-flop with a little 3-bet bluff, holding ace-6 offsuit.
They're actually going pretty quick, no?
Yeah, it has been. I mean, when people are shoving with 7 deuce, what do you expect? It's gonna go fast.
No, never shove with 7 deuce.
He called. Oh, he called. Yeah, you're right. Even quicker.
As we move through this, ace-3, Alex is going to raise to 140. Sean Perry, the Las Vegas kid, with ace-jack of hearts.
Well, if I know Sean Perry, he's about to 3-bet. Going up to 600,000.
Nice raise. Ryan has to go out.
You're like 9 to start the hand?
That's weird. Sean never passes up an opportunity to talk.
No. But the thing is, you don't have to tell your opponent how much you got as long as you can see it. The big chip's out in front.
I'll get them back. Don't worry, guys. Just give me a little time. Get the chips back.
Not in the parking lot, you know?
They're like, it's cool, we'll get him in the parking lot.
Yeah, go find Foxen in the parking lot.
Yeah.
See how that works out for you.
Yeah. Just go muscle them a little. Just be like, yo, hey, I am young, so.
Yeah, there's lots of lessons to be learned when you're young.
Yeah,
you gotta start with Foxen.
Someone's got to do it.
So I could teach you a lesson on the fell, you'll teach me one off the fell.
Okay.
We'll
yeah,
call it even. I'll
yeah.
take a beating for $2 million.
Deal.
It's worth it.
Bunch of 20-something-year-olds talking about, hey, well, when you get to our age, then you'll really be wise.
Ryan Tosick this time gonna just call with his king-9, and Alex has a chance to do something creative, and that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna raise with a Doyle Brunson hand.
Ryan limp re-raises him to this very weird small amount. But it's gonna work.
It's a little painful, right? When you're getting like 8-1.
Very painful.
That's why I made it small.
I feel like you want it to be painful, though.
I don't know if I've ever seen somebody laugh as much at the table as Ryan.
I don't know if I could fold 7 deuce to that size.
Well, it wasn't too far off.
You know what Ryan said? He says, if I win this tournament, I'm gonna buy some shoes. And he wants to spoil his newborn niece. Isn't that nice?
That is very nice. Of all the things you could blow your money on. And he's gonna make a call here with pocket 2s. Alex, about to shoot back at Sean and Ryan here. He pumps it up to $535,000 with queens, and I can't say for sure, Vince, but Sean strikes me as the kind of guy who gets into some ego wars on the table, and Alex has really been one step ahead of him so far. It would not surprise me if Sean puts a lot of money in with a silly hand like, I don't know, 10-7 offsuit.
Don't say it ain't so. No, he is gonna do exactly that.
Yeah, sorry to spoil it. Ryan goes out, and Vince, you know what Alex is gonna do. It's really just a question of how much will he posture before he goes all in. Is it a little posturing? Is it a lot of posturing? Is it let the action clock tick down, use one time bank chip, and then shove it in your eye? I don't know. Time bank chip coming into play here.
All in.
And now he'll shove it in your eye.
Yep. And all of a sudden, Sean says, I was just kidding around. I'm out.
Alex came to play, Vince. Well, I told you there was a reason he was my sleeper pick despite the short stack coming into this final table, and Alex Foxen tonight showing us that he belongs here at major final tables on the World Poker Tour.
Well, he's in second chip position right now. He's climbing up. He's good. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action from the World Poker Tour at Bellagio in just a moment.
Take over, baby. Come on, Alex, my brother.
Oh, Tony. This is the life, huh? Fun?
Yeah, there might be a break in the action at the final table, but there's always a game on Play WPT.
Fun-free poker anytime, anywhere. PlayWPT.com. I love it. I'm good.
Bellagio Poker Room is one of the most prestigious places to play poker anywhere in the world.
Bellagio was the original, classiest, one of the best hotels ever built, not just in Vegas, but on the face of the earth. And, you know, fast forward many, many years later, it's still such an elegant, beautiful establishment, one that everybody enjoys to be at.
We are back here at Bellagio for the Five Diamond World Poker Classic, Season 16, Tony Dunst. Very exciting. 4 players remain.
Yeah, Vince, this really has been an exciting final table. I mean, these chips are flying. These guys are raising, re-raising, 4-betting, 5-betting, bluffing on the river, calling down each other's bluffs. What doesn't this final table have?
They're all in the 20s, down to 4 players. Winner's going to take home close to $2 million. Let's go back down to the table.
Now, as you can see, our leaderboard is evened out. Sean Perry's still out in front, but Alex Foxen hot on his tail.
You woke up with it, huh? No?
I would have showed a 5 again if I had it, I promise.
Ryan first to act quickly folds. Alex with a queen 9. We'll raise this to 150.
Approximately how much do you have?
It's like a little under 7 now.
And now Sean with his ace 5 says, how much you got?
His favorite question.
Relentless. The 2 chip leaders, and he is going to re-raise 600,000 total.
Your raise button is stuck, Sean.
Just trying to get them all back real quick.
And Ryan thinks this is all so funny.
Oh, Alex has to lay that down. Too much pressure by the 21-year-old. Breaks in the pot.
Sean, his pedal to the floor right now, 3-betting almost every hand that he enters. Trying to force the action a little bit. We'll see how that works out for him.
I'm breaking them.
All right, we move on. Alex Foxen now with a 10-7. And he won't play that junk. Del Vecchio with a queen jack will raise to 150.
Sean with 10-8 suited. He's in the small blind, so is it a call or is it a 3-bet? Looks like a 3-bet to me. Going up to 600,000.
He doesn't change his game. Ryan gets out of the way.
Mike has a pretty good hand here. He's got position. They're fairly deep, and he knows his opponent is 3-betting a lot of nonsense hands, so he's going to take a flop here in position.
He's out in front with queen jack up against 10-8.
About 5 more. A little over.
Let's see what happens. The flop is a ace-6 deuce. Helps neither player.
Yeah, it helps neither player, but it's a pretty good flop for Sean to continue bluffing on. Just hard for his opponent to connect. If he doesn't have an ace or a pair.
He's bet 450.
Stuck folding.
Just a thing of beauty. You have 10 high.
Have you ever seen someone at a WPT final table 3-bet this much?
It's been rare, but that's the sign of a great player. Makes something happen out of nothing and takes away your hands.
Man, I guess I just need to stop playing pots with you, right? I'll hold back.
That's fine. I'll let you get off easy as long as you stop 3-betting me.
I didn't 3-bet you, man. I 4-bet you.
Or raising, sorry.
I haven't 3-bet you yet.
I should be less specific. No, you've 3-bet me a few times.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. If you just re-raised me, I was gonna come over the top and jam on you.
That was a mistake on my part, though.
Yeah.
Mike with the same hand in back-to-back spots.
Mike's raised with the queen jack, and now Sean with an ace-6 of diamonds.
Sean has 3-bet 3 hands in a row. Will he go for 4?
Yeah, he's gonna make it 300.
But this one is gonna backfire.
Oh, Ryan with the real hand. Oh yeah, but the pair of 10s, he's gonna bump it up to 1.2.
Well, Ryan started this hand with about 3 million, so he's essentially committing himself with this 4-bet to 1.2 million, and Sean cannot continue.
Ryan Tosick with a little punishment there on his own, taking that pot down.
That's all we have time for from Bellagio, but join us.
PT. Play poker for real cash and prizes today at clubwpt.com.
I can help play these guys. Got my shot. Got this. If I get the card, I prepare for this day. One time. Breathe.
You never know when your time is going to come. To rise above the rest. To seize the opportunity. To be crowned a champion. Is it time for your story to be told? The World Poker Tour.
The World world-famous Bellagio is home to high-stakes poker action, with nearly $2 million going to tonight's winner. Good evening, I'm Lynn Gilmartin, and this is the WPT. We are in Las Vegas for the final stretch of our coverage of the Five Diamond World Poker Classic. We've seen some amazing action at this final table, and here to get us up to speed on where we stand are Vince Van Patten and Tony Dunst.
Well, Lynn, I'm impressed by the Vegas kid, 21-year-old Sean Perry. He is the chip leader. He's playing loose. He's pushing guys around. Very impressive.
Meanwhile, Alex Foxon, he was our short stack coming into this final table. He's played solid, but capable of making moves, willing to put himself at risk, has gradually ground his way up to that leaderboard.
That's right. Now, the two players at the bottom of the chip count are the most experienced at the table. We have Mike Del Vecchio, who's a WPT champion, and pro player Ryan Tosick, who took second place in this event last season.
Yeah, and given Mike and Ryan's experience and their chip stacks and relationships to the blinds, they are still very much in contention for this title.
Thanks, guys. Whomever takes the title tonight will not only rake in over $1.9 million, but they'll also win the impressive Hublot Big Bang Steel watch, a $5,000 Jet Smarto membership, plus their name will be added to the WPT Champions Cup, and that is an honour money cannot buy. Now, it looks like the final table is back in play, so let's get down to the felt.
This is definitely an action-packed four-handed table. Would you guys say so?
I would.
And the blinds are 30 and 60,000 with a 10,000 ante.
Action with Mike.
135.
He'll move it to 135 to go. Sean Perry, our chip leader, looks down at a stinking 7-8 offsuit.
He will 3-bet, though.
Of course.
What else is new? Sean has been relentless with the 3-bets at this final table. I'm not sure why he's making this tiny 3-bet with 8-7 offsuit. Mike will never fold to this, and it's not as though you're getting him to put in more money with a hand that's worse than yours, but all the same, we go to a flop heads up.
Let's see if it works out here. King, Queen, 6 on the flop.
Yeah, I do think this is going to work out because Mike has nothing on this board.
And he has checked it, and Sean has got a bet. Continuation 400, and that's how you do it. His dad, a top pro. His grandmother used to play in the 70s at the poker table. It is a poker dynasty living in Vegas.
Well, Mike has been waiting for an opportunity to leap all over Sean Perry at this final table, but he has not been able to make a pair or a draw in any of the big pots they've contested.
And my hands are getting cold.
Sean Perry's going to get out of the way. Ryan Tosick now with a King 7 of clubs. And he's going to move it up to 160 to go.
Mike will make this call in the big blind, holding Jack 9.
I need some cranberries, so I'm going to start betting 75s.
On the flop is a King 9-4. Mike hitting 9s. Ryan hitting kings.
175 from Ryan. And a pretty quick call from Mike.
Going to the turn, and it is another 9. 3 of a kind here for Del Vecchio.
What an action card. It also brings Ryan a flush draw, and you can see that Mike is about to lead out here, and that's not just because he has trips. Whenever you defend in the big blind and the middle card pairs following a continuation bet, it's pretty normal for professional players to lead out because they expect their opponent to check behind so frequently. So Mike bets, Ryan calls, and boom! Flush on the river for Ryan. This one's gonna cost Mike some money.
790.
Oh, and Del Vecchio betting like he's still in front. 790.
This is going to be a very tough spot for Mike. Because not only does he have trips, but he has the Jack of clubs, which blocks many of Ryan's would-be flush combinations.
Ryan has raised, makes it 1.8 total.
Ugh, well, Mike is not loving this. I know he has a very strong hand, but he's got to be very concerned that his opponent either has a flush or something like kings full, fours full, and I think that Mike is going to need an extra time being chip.
Clock is ticking down to 3 seconds. It's got to take more time.
I believe you. but I have like the best call. Might be using a few of these.
You hear Mike say, I believe you, but I have pretty much the best hand to call with. Trips with a very relevant blocker. This is an awful spot for Mike. Wow, what a great fold.
You're curious, but it doesn't matter. He makes the right laydown. Ryan Tosic, though, on a nice rush right now.
I feel like I'm doing something very right in this tournament. Like, not putting myself at risk too much. Last season, I felt like I was put into way tougher spots. There were a lot of high roller kind of players, Jake Schindler, Justin Bonomo. But in this season, the type of players, they don't put you in as tough of spots. The title is the most important it's ever been to me right now. I have no hardware. And people talk about how great I am at poker, but I gotta be able to show my niece, hey, this is what I did.
Well, he's good-natured, fine player. Ryan Tosic, he is coming back in a big way.
Yeah.
And there is Sean Perry's dad in the audience.
Is he gonna scold you or give you advice?
Ryan's still laughing.
What do you have again?
Yeah, it's sick, man. Yeah.
Sean, do not 3-bet the 9-3 off. Alex is gonna have you dominated half the time.
At least half the time. That's the pep talk right there.
All right, the blinds are going up to 40 and 80,000. Quick fold by Alex and Mike. Now Sean has ace-king.
Okay, well, we've seen a lot of raises from Sean with nonsense hands. Now we get to watch him play a real one.
Does the same thing, raises no matter what, so. Surprise, surprise, makes it 300,000. Ryan with ace-7. He's got to make that call. So ace-7 versus ace-king. Let's go to the first three.
Yeah, can't fold in this spot when you're Ryan, and he makes second pair on the flop, so he'll take the lead.
9-7 deuce. Sean with the continuation bet, 225. Now here goes Ryan. He's doing these. I'm not going to look at the board anymore. I'm just looking at you. I'm going to see right through you. 5 of diamonds on the turn.
So these are the situations where most pros slow down, and I don't know if Sean Perry will. There you go.
They go check, check.
Little surprised he's checking there. I think he could get some value by betting.
River card is a 6.
Check.
Sean checks.
And now I expect him to check, but it looks like he wants to bet, so Ryan doing what I don't really expect of him, and I'm not sure this bet can get paid off very much. 675,000 is pretty big, too.
And you got a chance of having your pot stolen from you by making that kind of bet.
Maybe he thinks that Sean believes he'll only bet an 8, and so he can value bet thin here, but Sean just going to fold his ace high.
He won't get the action, but he'll take the win. Ryan Tosic on a rush right now. There's more action coming up here on the World Poker Tour, including a rare interview with poker great Gus Hansen.
I like to think that I'm a little smarter than maybe 10 years back.
This episode is sponsored by Dr. Pepper, the official soft drink of the World Poker Tour. Hublot, the official watch of the World Poker Tour. And Rockstar Energy, the official energy drink of the World Poker Tour.
Poker definitely requires confidence. It requires a lot of confidence to be able to do something that is so fickle in terms of what's correct. Because every decision you make is very easily to be seen from one perspective to be incorrect and the other to be correct. When I graduated college, I actually did have a traditional job, I guess, in financial planning, but I quit that probably after 3 months or so. The process of transitioning into playing professionally is definitely a lot more gray than I initially imagined it to be.
For the most part, it was like a steady grind into realizing that I do have the ability to play this at a high level, and I can make this happen, and this is what I want to do.
Well, Alex is quite a player. Second chip position at this moment, going after this title.
Alex was my sleeper pick coming into this final table, despite coming in short, and showing tonight why that's the case.
Sean Perry still the chip leader with 8.3. Alex behind him with 7.2. Actions on Mike Del Vecchio. 24-year-old folds it, and now Sean Perry. Pretty solid. Queen 10 of spades and the button. And there's a raise. Makes it 160 to go.
Ryan gonna call with ace-9 in the small. Alex will come along with 7-6 in the big, so 3 ways to this flop.
And the flop is a king 7 deuce, 2 spades.
Second pair for Alex, flush draw for Sean. Also has a couple of overcards to that 7.
Sean's gonna bet this 180. Ryan goes away. Alex with mid pair. He's not going anywhere. He makes his call. Go into the turn. Sean would like to hit a spade, but no, a 7 instead, giving 3 of a kind there for Alex.
We saw Mike Del Vecchio execute the Euro lead when the turn paired the middle card. Alex Foxen says, I know that move too. Leads out for 480,000.
Now, why would you call it a Euro lead? Explain that one.
I don't know the origins of the term, but I guess Europeans were the first ones to incorporate it.
Okay, very good guess. We get the picture though, but anyway, it's been called. And we're going to the river. Ken, Sean catch the spade. No, it's a 10 of diamonds. Sean hits the 10s.
1.45.
Yeah, and this could spell serious trouble for Sean because Alex has been one step ahead of him in every big pot they've played, and I think that Sean is just looking for an opportunity to do something heroic against him.
Ah, 7.
Sounds good.
Alex picking up a good pot, and with that pot, we have a new chip leader, and that is Alex Foxen.
Nice hand.
Thanks.
The wheels are coming off for Sean Perry. Too much ego, not enough patience.
I made a bad call with the 10.
He's running like Sean, you had 2 queens when you had the piss, the 10-7. You had queens.
I'm playing good. I'm fine.
Trying to tell him, slow down. These guys have the goods when they're betting. Don't play so sloppy and loose.
Well, it's great to have the support of your dad and your family in your corner, but whether the message was received is another matter.
Okay, we move on. Ryan with a pair of 3s right here. Gonna make it 200,000 to go. Couple folds into Sean. He's now in second chip position for the first time tonight. He's got a queen 8. Oh, wow.
Uh-oh.
He's going to raise with it. A call is just not good enough for this guy, so...
Yeah, this is not one of the hands you want to be 3-betting with a lot, especially when no one's going to fold to you. So Ryan will make this call, literally licks his lips at the prospect of playing a big pot against Sean.
Flops a Jack, Jack 10. And that's going to give Sean an inside straight draw.
Okay flop for both players. I mean, Sean does pick up some outs here. He bets really small, 475. Ryan figures, well, this guy's 3-betting everything. If he doesn't have a jack or a 10, I'm probably in the lead here. So he makes the call. And keeps watching, keeps smiling.
Deuce of clubs, no help for Sean.
Sean checks.
And he's got the memo now. He's going to check it.
Ryan checks.
Check, check. Big ace of clubs on the river.
Well, that's the kind of card you like to represent when you're the 3-better. The problem is Sean bluffs so much, I think that Ryan very much expects him to try to represent this card. So 1.4 million from Sean. Ryan, with just a little baby two pair, quickly makes that call.
Wow. That's the call of the night right there. Beautiful call. It's going to work out.
Wow.
And he's got Sean Perry on tilt right now.
Yeah, Sean looks like a kid who got caught cheating on his homework. Jeez.
Well, the whole table is taking advantage of Sean Perry. He's going off into Tiltsville.
Tiltsville, population Sean.
Rethinking everything. Now he's looking over to the rail to his dad's coming over again, it looks like.
I'm going for the head, man.
Son, get over here.
You gotta switch gears, tight.
Yeah, I gotta say now.
And you listen to me, you don't come home. Let's see if he can turn this around. He is off the rails here for a moment.
Ugh.
Okay, Alex Foxen now with ace-10. The chip leader.
180 to go. Mike on the button.
520.
Going to 520. And now Sean, mayor of Tiltsville with ace-9 suited in the small blind. He's got about 3 million here. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Don't do it, son. Don't do it.
All in.
No, he's not going to. He's going to go all in.
I call.
Oh, my God.
Ryan behind him with ace-jack calling.
Whoa, I mean, not only is this a huge call, but he did it so quick that the other two players in the hand have to go out and assume Ryan is really strong.
Sean, he will be eliminated. He's behind at this point.
Look at the swagger from Ryan.
The Vegas kid's stunned.
Nice call, man. Thank you.
5 cards to come. Ryan, a big favorite to knock out Sean Perry.
I'm freaking out here, Vince. I genuinely am. I'm freaking out over this hand.
What?
They give you the money. Don't you see a king? Like they're giving you the money.
Man, ace nine strong hand, man. It's time to hit a 9, man.
Hey, what time is it? You. My time.
I don't know. Don't celebrate yet. Here we go with the flop.
There's a 9 and a jack! Oh! The 9 was on the ground, but the jack was right behind it.
Pretty sick.
Torture Sean Perry a little bit more.
That's pretty sick, huh?
9? Was it 9 in the window?
Yeah.
What are you trying to do to me, girl?
That was more of a heart attack for me than you.
Comparing the pain. Here we go with the turn. Oh, it's a 5 of clubs.
Oh, baby. Mikey D with the 500, Foxen with the 100, hooking it up.
What a chain of events. It's just 9 and then freaking jack.
Sean Perry, huge underdog.
Put an ace out there so it looks pretty, yeah.
Was the chip leader throughout, and now he's down to the last card. Can he pull it off?
It's a 5! Ryan scores the knockout of Sean, making a tremendous call pre-flop. Sean, who came in as our chip leader at the start of the final table, unfortunately unwinds during 4-handed play.
Sean Perry, the Vegas kid, out in 4th place, going to take home over $500,000. He's talking to Matt Savage.
You were pretty aggressive all week. You think that may have gone poorly for you tonight?
Well, tonight it didn't go as planned, obviously, as I came in 4th when I came in with the chip leader. But, I mean, that's what happens sometimes. It's poker, man.
Well, happy birthday to you. I'm sure you'll be back.
Thank you very much. I will definitely be back. Have a nice day.
With Sean Perry out in 4th place, the payouts are getting larger. See who keeps their cool under the pressure when we return.
How brutal is it that you have to get second twice in a row in this?
It's not bad, actually.
Some might say having to play at the same table as Phil Hellmuth and Antonio Esfandiari is bad luck. But for Club WPT qualifier and NASCAR fan Bill Minat, it was all part of his dream weekend.
When I signed up for Club 6 months ago, I did not expect to win a package to Vegas worth $13,000. That was beyond my wildest dream. When I qualified for this event, I was dancing all over the living room, jumping up and down, hollering, hooping, and my wife's like, what? And I said, going to the Bellagio, baby, going to the Bellagio. It's been amazing. It's been a whirlwind. I met more poker players than I'd ever thought I would meet.
My name's Bill Minot. What's up, Bill Minot? How you doing?
It was so awesome to meet Daniel Negreanu. He was super cool about signing my book, dedicated it to me.
Was that blood or ketchup? That's actually ketchup. Okay.
I got to play with Antonio Esfandari and Phil Hellmuth. Going to race a NASCAR is something that I wanted to do.
Perma-Grand, here I am. The Club WPT experience coming down, playing in the tournament, that was a blast. This NASCAR experience is so much fun. It's a super blast. I've never had more fun with my clothes on.
Yeah, playing on Club WPT allowed Bill to live out his dream. So sign up on clubwpt.com today for a chance to play in a live WPT main tour event and live out the dream VIP experience. We're down to these three players, as you can see, and Ryan Tosick well out in front with $12 million.
There is a look at our payouts, nearly $2 million to our eventual winner. 2 people going home with 7 figures.
Back to the action. Del Vecchio
180.
with a 9-8 has raised. And Ryan quickly re-raising with a queen 9 to 400. And Foxen going out. Del Vecchio will call. So queen 9 versus 9-8. Let's go to the flop. Flop is a queen, queen 3. Ryan has hit 3 of a kind. Well, he's getting out the continuation bet, and it's going to chase his man away. Did you want to do that, Ryan? I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe a chance to check there.
What'd you show? Queen of Hearts. It's a good card.
Bellagio always attracts the greats, and this week we got to sit down with the original, Gus Hansen.
Gus Hansen is the champion of the Five Diamond World Poker Classic at the Bellagio.
You won the WPT 5 Diamond right here at Bellagio. And how did that change your life?
It was nice to get a feeling that you actually could compete with the best players in the world, because I'm not a traditional poker player.
Gus, the little Marlon Brando there, he's just playing. It's so cool. Look at him.
I've always been a competitor. I love to compete, whether it's sports or obviously when we talk poker and backgammon, it's games. And just the idea of coming up with new things, basically analyzing and saying, hey, if they go that way, maybe I should try and go that way and see what comes out of that.
Now, this doesn't look like a very good hand here. But he looks like he's thinking about doing something with it.
I had some new ideas to the world of poker, and I think it caught a lot of people by surprise.
This is the gutsiest player I've ever seen.
And that's why I was very successful in the beginning.
How do you balance your life, considering you have this drive within you?
Back in the days, I played poker 365 days a year. Nowadays, it's very little poker that I play compared to back 10, 15 years ago. I like to think that I'm a little smarter than maybe 10 years back. Definitely learned something, but there's still plenty of things to learn.
One of the all-time greats and innovators of the game, Gus Hansen. Couldn't miss him on the World Poker Tour in Season 1 back when I was watching you at home, Vince.
Well, Gus played this event. It's nice to see him back.
Alex here, raising up the button with 9-3 of spades.
All in. I call.
All in here by Del Vecchio with a king-jack.
Instant call from Ryan and the big blind holding ace-queen. He has got his man all in and behind. Mutual respect between these two. Both of them have played a very strong final table, but Mike, perhaps running out of time.
This is huge money. Third is $750K. First over $1 million. Second just under $2 million. So this is a huge pot right now.
When I get snap called in the big blind and then I'm live.
Rushing Ryan Tosick out in front, ace-queen over king-jack. Can he knock out Del Vecchio? 8-7-4, no luck for Del Vecchio. The ace-queen in front.
Put a 9 or a 6 or a 5.
How about a 10?
You want 10?
10's not bad. It gives me a couple. Gives me
a 10.
How about just say you want a king or a jack, Mike? And Ryan, you want a queen or an ace? Stop with the baloney.
And it's a deuce, and so Mike is down to 6 outs on this river. Otherwise, he's going to be our third-place finisher.
Del Vecchio has played shrewdly all night, but he's on the ropes right now.
It's a 10. No help from Mike Delvecchio. He will not be a two-time WPT champion tonight. Great event for him here, though. Third place finisher.
Oh, wow. He had nothing happening right there. Delvecchio going to take home $752,000.
You can hear the love in the room for him.
After Mike Delvecchio's elimination, we are down to the final two players at Bellagio, and both will walk away with $1 million paydays. Now, you have said at the beginning of this final table that you want this title more than anyone. Do you still think you want it more than the guy who came second last year?
Well, I was definitely including him in my anyone. So yeah, I definitely do. I'm sure that Ryan's a great player, and I'm sure that second place is not something that he wants to do 2 years in a row necessarily. But I feel good about my heads-up game, and I still definitely want it more. I think.
All right. Well, let's see if you can do it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, here we are again, just 1 year later. Can you believe it?
I really can't. Ridiculously improbable, but with my support over there, anything's possible.
Oh, that's nice. It's pretty amazing. Well done.
Ryan Tosick on a roll right now, out in front with 14.3 million. Alex Foxen, 10 million. Blinds are 50 and 100.
Nice hat.
Tony, is this exciting?
Yeah, very exciting and very deep stacks for this heads-up match. And my goodness, these guys are wearing each other's hats. This is adorable.
I don't know what that is, but they're doing it. And let's go to the felt.
Well, reverse psychology for you.
Yeah, right. They are staying loose. And Ryan Tosick picking up 10s on the very first hand of heads up. Makes it 400,000 to go. Alex with a pretty decent king-queen will make this call.
And we see a ace, 3, 6, 2-heart flop.
Alex will check, and Ryan's going to bet the 10s. Bets 400. Alex sticking around with his call. Let's see if Alex gets lucky here with a king or a queen. Yes, he hits a king of hearts. So he's out in front with the kings now. He's going to check it. And Ryan will slow down check as well, going to the river. And it's another heart. 7 of hearts. This gives Alex the absolute nuts. And he's going to check the nuts.
Nice check. Whoa, what is this? There's 1.6 million in the pot, and he just bet 2.4 million. This seems like a strange hand to bet 1.5 times the size of the pot with.
Now we know he has the 10 of hearts. Pretty good flush, of course, but up against the nuts. And if you want to study acting, just look at Alex right now.
Yeah, he can't believe his luck.
Time is clicking away. He's got the nuts. It's just when to snag him for as much as you can.
$5.5.
Boom. 5.5. There's the raise with the nuts.
And Ryan suddenly regrets betting that much.
Can you lay this down at this point, though? You got third best flush.
Well, your opponent either has the Queen of Hearts or a bluff. You're not really worried about the Jack of Hearts.
This is the first one I used all tournament.
Now he's going to take time, try to figure this out.
Well, if you're in Ryan's seat, you have to think you have what is essentially the second nuts here, because even though you technically have the third nuts, you know that Foxen's not going to check raise you with the Jack of Hearts.
Hmm. 10 seconds. 2 seconds.
Yeah, he needs a couple more time bank extension chips in there. I've never seen somebody have such a good time in such an awkward spot.
1 second.
Deuce, 4, 5, 6. Deuce, 4, 5, 6. Deuce, 4, 5, 6. 8, 9. Jack. Deuce of hearts is 3-bet. 4 hearts, 3-bet, 5 hearts, 3-bet. There's 6 flops.
You carry the 1 and...
Oh no, he is gonna make this call. He's gonna hate himself in the morning.
Oh man, a major setback for Ryan Tosick right away in this heads-up match.
Additional 3.1. What a brilliant check to get the check raise.
Wow, what a hand between these two. There you go, updated look. Alex Foxen out to a 2-1 lead now.
Oh, just perfect cards happening now for Foxen. Perfect situations. And now, picks up kings just at the right time. 275 to go.
Yeah, everything turning up Alex right now. Ryan gonna make this call with ace-7.
Kings versus ace-7. The flop is a jack 8-6. King's very safe with that flop. Well, 215's bet with the kings. Call there by Ryan. Turn card coming up. It is a deuce of diamonds. Ryan checks. And the kings staying strong, 825. And Ryan has to look at that bet with just ace high.
Wow, I'm surprised he's calling this time. I expected him to peel the flop, but this turn seems optimistic.
He's got to be desperate. He's going to hit that ace. Not to be a 9 of clubs on the river. Ryan can't get anything to work. Well, Alex wants more. You can't blame him. 1.75.
I would be stunned if he doesn't fold this river. There we go.
It's all Alex Foxen at this point, sprinting to the finish line. Can he close it? Welcome back to Las Vegas and the Bellagio.
I'm gonna have to switch hats. Sorry, Foxen.
Yeah. That's fine with me.
The heads-up battle is continuing between Alex Foxen and Ryan Tosick.
My grandma's complaining. She says this hat's lucky. Yeah.
Oh, you got a small head.
Well, Vince, the blinds have gone up. They're playing 60,000, 120,000 with a 20K ante, and they just swapped hats. New level, new hats.
Yeah, Grandma knows best. Well done, Ryan. That was the kiss of death when you gave over your hat.
Pretty sure Grandma put a curse on that hat, Vince.
Oh, 60, 120, right?
I've seen this movie before.
All right, well, Ryan is now, has about 7 million. Alex about 17. Here we go. Ryan Tosick this time with a pair of 9s. And he has raised to 250. Alex now with a king 9. We'll make the call. Flop is a 9-5-3. Oh my goodness.
Jeez, Grandma's curse is what happens. Look at this cooler.
3 of a kind on the flop for Ryan. And Alex with the top pair. Okay, Ryan betting 250. Alex is going to raise to 800. And Ryan right over the top.
Wow, he's playing this fast.
Sometimes that looks like a bluff. That's what he wants Alex to believe. We know better.
What an annoying spot for Alex. It's hard to believe that if your opponent had a set, he would just 3-bet you on such a dry board.
Time clock ticking down.
Ryan hasn't made many big bluffs at this final table. Maybe that's factoring into Alex's decision, but he has about as good a hand as he can have here.
He's made the call.
We go to the turn.
And a 7 on the turn.
Well, that would complete 8-6 and 6-4.
Yeah, Alex gonna check it. Ryan with the 3 9s.
$1.5.
Wow, Ryan's gonna bet 1.5. Going for the juggler. He wants some of his chips back. Oh, Alex not going anywhere. Down to the river we go. 4 is not going to change anything. Alex gonna check and hope the guy checks behind him.
All in.
Complete opposite. All in.
Oof.
He says, I want to count. How much?
I wonder if Alex can get away.
This would turn everything around. If Alex should make this call, he could lay this down. He'd be saving $3.6 million. If he doesn't, Ryan Tosick will become our new chip leader once again. He is calling.
Oof. Man, rough hand. See some of the frustration there in Alex.
What a flip of a cap can do. He gave back the hat, and things turned around for Ryan. Beautifully done. Now he's out in front with $16 million. Alex down to $8 million.
Grandma got him with the curse.
Oh, that is just going to take the starch out of you there if you're Alex. Let's see if he can gather himself this time with a 9-10. Alex has made it 325. Ryan, Captain Giggles once again, makes the call with Jack-9. And the flop is a 8-10-6.
Jeez, action flops all around.
Open-ended for Ryan. Alex hitting top pair on the flop. And he will make the bet, 275.
Ryan makes a splashy call.
And hope to catch it straight. Well, he didn't, but it's a jack, and that puts him out in front now with jacks.
Nice turn for Ryan, but gives both players an open-ended straight draw to go along with their pairs. Alex still very much believes he's in front here.
And he is going to bet it, 875. Just called by Ryan. So down to the river we go. 10 on the river. Alex now taking over.
Gin card for Alex here. Ryan checks it one more time.
$2.8.
Full pot. And a quick call from Ryan. Sort of nod of recognition. Yeah, thought he could have a 10, but my hand's too good, can't really fold, and I get it. It's frustrating when those spots happen, but I think that's a good call, even though it didn't work out.
What do you get as a Club WPT VIP member? You can save money on shopping events with Score Big. Save big, win big at clubwpt.com.
All right, we're at Bellagio in Las Vegas for the heads-up battle for the Five Diamond World Poker Classic.
These two essentially even in chips for the moment. We're playing 75-150 with a 25K ante.
Tosick with a King 7 has raised to 425. Alex Boxen, King 9. He is content to see the flop, makes the call. Here we go. Flop is a Jack 7-3. So Ryan hitting sevens.
Not much there for Alex besides some backdoor draws and an overcard.
450 by Ryan.
Hand seems a little too good to fold, so, I'm surprised that he's check raising though. Typically when you check raise the flop, you can make your hand on the turn. Here, Alex can only really make a draw unless I guess he turns a king, which would actually give Ryan 2 pairs, so little does he know the card he wants is a 9.
4 on the turn changes nothing.
Changes nothing, doesn't give Alex any additional outs, and yet he will continue. 1.6. I guess 5-6 is part of his bluffing range on the flop, but I'm still a little perplexed by his line here.
And he's been called.
Okay, well, if you check raise flop and bet the turn, you gotta barrel this river card when you've got a blocker to the flush and a blocker to the 8-9 straight.
4.5.
And there you go, 4.5 million. So I wasn't a big fan of the flop and turn play, but I really do like this river bet from Alex.
Well, you changed like the wind there.
I'm a flip-flopper, Vince.
That's what we would call it, yes. But it is looking good. That's a big bet, and now very tough call to make.
Time bank chip.
Yeah, he needs some time.
Ryan, trying to think, well, did my opponent check raise me with a strong hand? If he check raised me with a draw, 5-6 got there, 8-9 got there, hearts got there. Even a 10 will beat you. What in the? He called though.
He's gonna call it.
Oh my goodness.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Well, Alex did everything he could to make Ryan fold, to no avail.
Ryan proves he was worthy, makes the call of the night as we move on. Ryan, the chip leader, back down to the table we go. Ryan has turned this around. Okay, Ryan is going to raise with the queen 10 to 500. Alex looks at ace 10. And he's going to shove it all in. And a quick call, of course, by Ryan.
Yeah, Alex with just 14 blinds, so Ryan makes the call here with queen 10. Gets a little shimmy shake.
We even got the clubs blocked and the heart dominant.
It hits us straight like half the time. I can't fold. Yeah.
Boy, he is exuding confidence, and he's behind at this point.
I've enjoyed Ryan's swagger all final table. Let's see if that comes to an end.
And the flop is a king 9-3. So inside straight he does have.
You don't have a straight yet. You got extra outs, but come on, it ain't over yet.
It's been fun, man.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully it keeps being fun.
Yeah, Alex still well out in front though of his hand.
Yes.
Let's take a look at the turn.
It's a jack! Ryan makes a straight on the turn!
And
Now Alex is drawing to one of the 3 remaining queens. Otherwise, it is over, and Ryan is your winner.
Alex needs the miracle.
It's another jack. Ryan has done it. He is your winner. He finished second place last year. He's your winner this year. An unprecedented accomplishment in WPT history.
A valiant effort coming back from the short stack. How happy are you with your performance this week?
I definitely can't complain. You know, I've been up and down the whole time in this entire tournament. So to get to this point has been amazing. It's been an awesome journey.
Tell us, how do you feel, Jay? How do you feel?
Like $2 million, baby. Let's go.
You're a great champion. Congratulations. Let's hear it one more time for Ryan Tosnick, our champ.
What an exciting victory. That concludes the World Poker Tour's coverage from Bellagio in Las Vegas. We're glad you could join us for this winning moment, and we'll see you next time on the WPT.
Thanks for saving me, Grandma.
The World Poker Tour is sponsored by Zynga Poker. Go all in. Play the world's largest home game on Zynga Poker today.
I can help play these guys. Got my shot. Got this. If I get the card, I prepare for this day. One time. Breathe.
You never know when your time is going to come. To rise above the rest. To seize the opportunity. To be crowned a champion. Is it time for your story to be told? The World Poker Tour.
Tonight, the WPT makes its way back across the Atlantic for our first ever televised stop in the beautiful country of Germany. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the World Poker Tour. I'm Lynn Gilmartin. In German, Spielbank means casino. And this week, all the excitement and action has been here at Spielbank Berlin, where players have come from near and far to take a shot at becoming the next WPT champion.
I'm excited to be part of the WPT over here in Europe. I've never played in Europe myself, and I'm regular on the tour, so it's fun to follow them around. And that was fun wandering around the city. We got to see some historical stuff, but it's also like a really young, hip city, so it's fun.
Other players were excited for the WPT's debut in Germany as they got to stay close to home.
It's always nice to play here because I'm from Berlin. I live abroad, but it's always a little extra nice to play here rather than somewhere else.
It's my first big event. I've got my own security firm. Poker's just a hobby. I've got normal work.
Looking around the tables, action was big. Maybe even too big for British poker pro Matthew Frankland.
This is actually my third entry, so not a great tournament for me so far, but hopefully we can start to rectify that for the rest of the week.
The field continued to grow, and WPT commentator Tony Dunst gave us his take from the tables.
I think this field is sort of even mix between some of those young professionals that are really at the top of the game, traveling the circuit a lot, but also casual, recreational players, some businessmen, guys showing up just having a good time here at Spielbank.
One player having a great time was Konstantin Karas, who, unlike his fellow Germans, has a different persona at the table.
The typical German poker player are very quiet, they are thinking a lot, but I'm different. I'm the trash talker and I'm talking. Have your ass in my face. Sorry, no problem. I don't think so much because I didn't know really the game, but I like to play it. This is the best thing in poker, everybody can play.
Some players travelled far to be here, including Kunal Patni from Mumbai, India, who just finished runner-up in the WPT Deep Stacks Berlin event, and Bollywood actress and avid poker player Manisha Lamba.
I'm different characters on different days. On some days I'm the clown. On some days I'm spaced out. Out here I have my serious face on. In India everyone knows me, so I clown around, I downplay my hands, I make people think that, oh, I had nothing when actually I've made a big fold.
With the last influx of players, the guarantee at the WPT European Championship was met. 339 entries created a prize pool of €1 million. 43 players would finish in the money, with first place receiving over €200,000, plus a spot in the season-ending WPT Tournament of Champions. As with most re-entry events, strategies began to change, and players begin to adapt once registration closes. Sharing his bit of insight was French businessman and EPT champion Jean Moncheri.
My strategy is always the same in tournament. Play well. If I have a good table to profit the table, I would like to build a big stack to have a good time on the level.
And coming off a big win in Prague, fellow Frenchman Khalid So kept his head in the game.
Bonne sensation pour l'instant. Là, on n'a pas trop les cartes, donc on fait le dos rond. C'est la stratégie du dos rond et on attend un meilleur timing pour commencer à accélérer.
Better luck would come for some as they saw their stacks grow. The money bubble approached, and stress levels were high as the remaining players were all looking to cash. WPT commentator Tony Dunst fortunately had enough breathing room to make the money, but his tournament was cut short and he would have to settle for a min cash. While fellow WPT champion Davide Katai was still in and wanting more.
Yeah, I'm doing good. It's always nice to be in the money, but now I expect better, even that I have a short stack. People are taking more risk because there are not a lot of paid jump before the final table, so you don't have to be afraid to take risk and play some flips at this time of the tournament.
Players would continue to hit the rail, including WPT champion Andreas Wolnum, who fell victim to the surging Ola Shimian. WPT Champions Club member Julian Thomas bowed out in 21st place. And Davide Katai's risks did not pay off, as he finished in 19th place. Play wound down for the day with 16 still in contention, and German Marvin Rettenmeier as the sole WPT champion left in the field. It was a beautiful day in Berlin.
That was set to be an exciting one, as only 16 players remained, hoping to nab one of the 6 seats at the WPT European Championship final table. Jacob Oland from Sweden shoved his short stack with ace-jack, but ran into Michael Bernert's pocket aces. And with no help, Jacob would be the first player to hit the rail. Players would continue to battle for pots, with some finding success and others misfortune. Berlin local Marco Slacinic was fighting to get back in contention, but made a move at the wrong time as he ran into Amjad Nadir's aces to bust in 14th place. Two-time WPT champion Marvin Redenmeyer then raised the majority of his stack against the red-hot Amjad, who used a time extension, and ultimately called. Amjad put Marvin all in before an ace-high flop appeared. Marvin reluctantly called with his last few chips and was able to fade the turn and river to battle for this title in his home country. At the other table, Han Yong-Kuo and Ola Shimian remained active, both building their stacks to over 2 million. Then, after a few more eliminations, Marvin and Amjad would tangle again. Marvin called all in with pocket eights and would be in a race against Amjad's ace-jack. Amjad flopped trip aces, and with no help on the turn or river, Marvin would be denied of making his second final table this season and the chance to win a 3rd WPT title. With the remaining players combined at one table, a huge hand developed between businessman Shirzat Hizu and Czech poker pro Michael Mirakesh. On a queen-high paired board, Michael moved all in on the river. Shirzat, holding pocket aces, thought long and hard before making the call. And was stunned. He had run into quads.
It was an ugly spot. Especially this guy, he always overbet, bet big. It's ugly for me, of course, final table, to bust with the aces against quads, threes. It happens.
Romanian Marius Protea was the next to bow out in 8th place, leaving one more elimination before the WPT final table would be set. German pro Maxi Lemansky 3-bet shoved holding pocket jacks. Michael thought a bit before calling with king-queen. Michael hit one of his overcards on the flop. A blank on the turn and river would mean Maxi was out on the TV bubble. The first ever WPT European Championship final table was set, featuring 4 German players looking to keep this title on home soil.
The players are taking their seats, so I'll turn it over to Tony Dunst and Vince Van Patten to give us their take on the final 6 players.
Well, Lynn, we have a fantastic event. The chip leader is Ola Shimian. Now, he is from Germany. He's some player. Man has taken home over 13 million in poker earnings. He is the favorite to take home the schnitzel tonight. Now, in second chip position, a fascinating man, Michael Mirakesh from the Czech Republic. Now, he's a former tourist guide. How about that? Now playing poker. But I love his humility, Tony, because he says, at one time in his poker career, he went 44 tournaments in a row without cashing. That's pretty rough.
Yeah, that is a brutal run. I've had some bad ones and some long ones, but I'm not sure any quite that bad. And if I was on a bad run, I broke it here in Berlin. I was able to cash in this event, snuck into the money, and along the way,